You're watching the Bassmaster Elite at Cherokee Lake, being brought to you live by Berkeley.
All right, the midday break is over with. We are ready to get after it for another 3 full hours here. Bassmaster Elite Series, Bassmaster Live. We've got Jesse Wiggins still firmly in control of this tournament right now, but there's a lot of tournament left. Take a look at our Raffle of 5 Live. That's what we call the 5 whom we are covering today. They were the ones who started this day, the third day of competition in the top 5 spots. 5th place, David Mullins, the true hometown favorite here. Tennessee boy's been out with the Bassmaster Elite Series now for 4 years. Going a little slow for him today.
I'm going to back you up right now, Tommy Sanders. 5 alive.
5 alive.
Right.
Now 5
I don't know,
alive.
it doesn't make any sense, but that's
good,
fine. There's my guy. Put a 5-gallon bucket of Seth Feider. Exactly right. Looking at Seth Feider, he had a very slow day, but Tommy Sanders, I tell you, while we have been speaking, Seth Feider making some big moves on the leaderboard, trying to chase down Jesse Wiggins.
Absolutely back on track for Seth Feider. Jamie Hartman, our first look ever at his debut event, the Bassmaster Elite Series. The pro from the Lake Oneida, Syracuse area up in New York. Obviously knows what he's doing down here on Cherokee Lake. First 2 days, very, very consistent. Struggling a bit on day number 3.
No doubt he put his time in practicing as well. Did Jacob Wheeler, spending almost 2 weeks graphing this lake, and it has paid off in a big day. A little bit slower today. Has a limit in the boat, right around 13 pounds. Jacob Wheeler still hanging in there.
Absolutely.
Championship Sunday.
Yes, sir. And looking to get there. All these guys are looking to be among the top 12, and the guy leading the way, the guy who, with each passing hour, seems to be a little bit closer to seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, putting his hands on the first Bassmaster Elite Series Trophy of the year, Jesse Wiggins of Coleman, Alabama. What a show he has put on for us our first 2 days of Bassmaster Live.
No doubt about it, Tommy Sanders. And I'm going to throw it to you right now. We like to do this. We like to do this every single time we get near Championship Sunday.
Yeah.
Will he win this tournament, Tommy?
I'm saying he's got the track now. He is on track to win this tournament. Now, you said it right before we came on the air. What if we come on tomorrow and he can't catch him for the first half of the day?
I think it's more that we're hoping that just to create some drama tomorrow. So far in this tournament,
giving away our secrets there.
But here's the one thing I will tell you, really kind of what this whole tournament has been so far is Jesse Wiggins mashing them in the first 2 hours, and then you kind of sit there and look at Bass Track and start to see those guys playing catch-up ball throughout the day. And granted, I think he went in today with right around a 1 pound lead. I'm praying that right now, currently, he has like a 4.5 to 5 pound lead almost.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that tightens up a little bit.
All right, I think everybody's hoping for that. And of course, they're going to give him a chance because he's pretty much done fishing for today as far as we know. We'll check in with him a little bit, but right now, let's bring you up to this moment, our Toyota midday report. And just like he did yesterday, within the first few minutes of arriving on the scene at his special spot, Jesse Wiggins going to work starting to catch them.
No doubt about it, Tommy Sanders, and really he started right where he left off, lost that fish right there, and we tried to create some drama and say maybe it would spin him out. Well, I think he caught a limit in the next 11 minutes after that right there. But Tommy, if you're just tuning in to Bassmaster Live, I guess the one thing that you can look at right now with Jesse Wiggins is he's fishing one spot where everybody else that we seem to be covering are fishing multiple areas, looking for their timing to get on track. Seth Feider said, no doubt in his mind, his timing was off yesterday, trying to correct that, which it looks like he did do today.
Yeah, Jesse Wiggins yesterday stopped after about 3 hours of fishing. Sort of made an effort to go, but never got his foot off the back porch, really. He just never did really fully leave his spot there, and you can't blame him for that.
No doubt about it. I'm curious to see if he's moved, if he's trying to catch a bigger one elsewhere.
But look at that total for today. Bass Track's got him at almost 17 pounds, better than yesterday. He stays on that track today. Jacob Wheeler. Boy, this is a guy, everybody's worth trouble for everybody. Trouble for everybody. This guy, you rank him among the very top of the anglers in the world right now.
There's no doubt about it. Look, a lot of people frown upon how much certain people practice. You hear it. Well, he's been living down there for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. Well, yeah. And here is what's paying off for that practice?
Yeah, they beat us. They did 2-a-days and all that.
Yeah. How dare they practice 10 hours
anybody
a
can
day?
do 2-a-days.
Then the other side of it is, Jacob Wheeler said, look, idling this lake for 2 weeks was the most boring thing I've ever done in my life.
Walked us through it. It did sound boring.
But it is the reason I'm not running out of fish yet.
Yeah, he's going to be trouble just about anywhere we go this year.
Yeah,
the
wait till we get
Bassmaster
somewhere
Elite
where
Series.
they're shallow, where he tends to shine.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's going to be, he's going to be a part of the narrative all season long. Jacob Wheeler from Indiana. Big-time moneymaker over on the FLW Tour, fishing his first Elite Series here
I'm
in
pretty sure
2017.
he was a big-time moneymaker here on the Bass side first.
Well, the only time he ever showed up, he was a big-time moneymaker. Also a big-time moneymaker of the Bassmaster Elite Series is Depot. Knocked himself out the last win of the year last year on the Elite Series. And the other, along with David Mullins, the other major hometown favorite just lived half an hour from him.
Depot said he had a horrible practice till the end of the day on Tuesday when he started putting together the depth range they were in. Then he said, I could really kind of call my shot looking at my mapping on my graph. Well, he's done that so far. Depot, just like David Mullins, hanging in there.
All right, Depot, if he hangs in there where he is right now, we'll definitely have a camera on him tomorrow. As far as you know, we haven't seen him yet. Is he doing pretty much the same thing these other guys are doing?
I would say he's doing the exact same thing. I was able to look at Steve Bowman's photo. I believe it was by Steve Bowman yesterday. We've had a little trouble tracking Steve down so far.
But we need the Steve Bowman input, the Steve Bowman touch on the show.
Depot is right there.
Yeah, I think he is. He's right where he's pointed right there.
Looking at his photo gallery yesterday, yes, Ott is fishing the exact same way as our other leaders. Jacob Wheeler, Bassmaster.
What up, guys?
Live.
Man, it's been a grind today. I've been trying to stay with it. I had a lot of fish come up and look at my bait. Man, I don't know. It's just sort of a different deal. Lost a few fish, and a lot of the fish have been nipping at it, which is sort of weird, you know. Caught a really nice one though, I'm telling you. And that's the main thing, is catching those 3 3/4. I got one about 3 3/4 right now, and the rest of it, I got a 2 3/4, and then I got 2 2 1/4. So we got a lot of room to make up. But it just, you know, and that's the cool thing about it. You know, we probably have like close to 13 and a half pounds. So if we can just catch us a couple of those 3.5 pounders, which I mean the last hour and a half yesterday, I caught 3 of them. So I'm not too worried, but I also want to keep them honest, because they don't seem to really want that vertical presentation as much today. I'm trying to throw that swim bait a little bit more and back off of them, you know, and just give them a chance. You know, I lost one early this morning on it, and I feel like it'd be a way to at least get a couple bites from those maybe better quality fish. I've had a couple of them named Great Biggins come up and get after it too. Gosh, you know them thick lines, them dang real thick. Oh, ain't no doubt. The suckers were dang 4 pounders, close to it anyway. You can tell if you're right up underneath them. You can tell if they're little or not. If they don't have any green in them on your electronics, then they're not a striper, and they come up and they're right up underneath you. I can tell you right now how big it is. I mean, for the most part, I can tell you if he's a big one or not. Dang big old big head come up there and smoke him out. We'll give us a little bit more time. We're gonna ride out. Wind's picking up too, and I'm sure that shallow bite's gonna be good today. I mean, it's sort of in the back of my mind thinking about that. But dude, I just, you know, there ain't no doubt, I stick with what I got. I could keep rotating on some stuff and hopefully make a good decision and get on. I mean, it really only takes one place. That's all it takes, is one place. literally you pull up on a place and them fish hadn't seen anything that morning and they go to biting, it's 3.5 pounder, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. You know, and you can really get well in a hurry. So one thing that you always got to look at, you just don't want to beg them too much, but I know what lives here, so I'm trying to beg them just to bite. One 3.5 pounder to bite me. I think I got a hook in one of them's face, done broke him off yesterday. That's probably why he ain't biting. Come on. Let's see if one comes up and says, hey. Slide over the thing. Oh, I see you. Come on, bite. Now, come on up. Gosh. What's wrong with them suckers?
Taking a look at a double box right there, and that was a flurry that Wheeler went on. Probably it was right around, call it 10 o'clock.
Yeah, just about that time. I got him. Oh. Jacob Wheeler, a little more.
We're gonna catch a big one here on the swim bait when we come back. They see that thing, they're like, If I'd have started here in the morning, I could have caught 3 big ones. We'll catch a big one on a swim bait though. There's enough big, thick suckers down there. I can tell. I mean, it's all about bringing it over their head. They know I'm here right now. It's like deer hunting. When that big old deer comes over there, and it's something that I get into. I love deer hunting, and when that big and knows that you're there, he's a whole heck of a lot harder to kill. And the same thing with bass fishing. When it ain't big and knows you're around, he's a whole heck of a lot harder to catch. They don't get big. They get big for a reason. It's as simple as that. Come on, y'all. Man, I ain't gonna beg them. I just know what's sitting there. I'm trying to think what we're gonna roll. Come on up, big fat one.
Jacob Wheeler really got pressure on his mind, fishing pressure, avoiding it, finding unpressured fish, fresh fish. It sounds like he's thinking about that as part of a winning strategy.
Fresh fish.
No, that's not what it was. That's
right
a little
now
different.
To Jesse Wiggins.
Oh, don't.
Uh-oh, we're loaded up here.
Yeah.
Boat enjoying Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Cherokee Lake.
Right there at the threshold of Jesse Wiggins'
Locked up
spot
tighter
there.
than a... I'd like to get a look at what they catch over there. Still fighting it.
I just want to trying to catch another big one so I'll have a chance at 100,000. That's what I'm thinking, but I'm telling you, I ain't on jack crap. And I was going to go throw a spinnerbait with the wind blowing, but there's no wind, so I'm just going to idle around and hopefully I drop it in front of a big one.
Just ask the question,
Yeah, it was. They're feeding on him shad, but I think it's stripe under them though.
Yesterday, all he talked about was making the cut, winning some money, getting $10,000, and now he's just making sure he changed the goalpost there.
I mean, a good striper.
Ooh.
Is that a smallmouth? Sorry. There he is.
It's a Chinook.
Look at that one.
Holy cow.
Right on. They're going to Facebook it live. Tommy, I got an
I'm
interesting.
probably fixing to get a bite, but I don't think it's bass.
Right.
I got an interesting
We're fixing
text
to find out. I don't know if they'll bite or not.
while we were at our midday break from Randy Howell, classic champion Randy Howell.
Yeah,
Such,
yeah.
get ready.
I'm here.
So many good vertical anglers that did not make the 50 cut, and we made the comment this morning. Hey, this was not easy for the experts of fishing vertical. Like
No,
line.
sir.
This was not easy.
No.
And Randy Howell gave us a little bit, dropped some knowledge on us. He said he truly believes
Catch a big old
he
smallmouth.
and other guys were not as patient. Now that he's watching this, so they were not as patient, as finicky as these fish are on these guys' graphs. And your leaders, Seth, Wiggins, Mullen, is. He felt that a lot of guys would mark them, bail, leave. Just fish through them too fast and just did not sit there
Yeah, I
and
think
trick
they're
them.
all
Interesting
little,
that comes from Randy Howell. You remember him beating himself up last year at the Classic for doing just that, being too impatient.
Yes.
Being very near to the place where Edwin Evers won
Yes.
the Classic, too impatient to have stuck it out there. That's interesting.
Yes.
That's remarkable.
Cool to hear that, though. It totally makes sense.
Absolutely. It has to be that way, doesn't it? Hooked up now. Nope, that was earlier. Sorry. Pardon me.
Oh, that one. Got him.
Big movers today: Keith Combs, Mike Iaconelli,
Yeah.
Josh Bertrand.
Those guys making the big play to get in the top 12. That's the whole point of today.
Hey, yeah, get on that little fluke this morning, boys. Yes. I don't think it helped.
Brandon
Yeah!
Palaniuk went so hard this morning to get almost up into second place at one
That's
point. Now in
good
danger of
now.
dropping out of the top 12, right there with
3.5.
Jamie Hartman, who started third place today, also out of the top 12 currently.
Oh my God.
Let me throw one your way. You ready, Such?
Yeah!
Oh yeah.
Cliff Crochet, day one leader.
That's got to be a 4.
51st place right now.
Where he's fishing, his bass track may not be recording though, so
No, actually, I was
No?
looking at the. No, I've looked at the blog.
log nothing.
Got a report from the Godfather, who's up the river, and said no, he is sitting on zero.
Really?
Yes,
Wow,
yes,
okay.
yes. On zero.
Godfather.
I was hoping that wasn't the case.
Oh, it is, Fred.
Hackney struggling a little bit today.
I'll be honest with you. Wiggins, just like yesterday, looks like he's unless he catches one big one, pretty much done. I would not be scared if I was him to lean on some of them stripers. What?
Have some fun.
Right.
Keep yourself in shape.
Don't.
Yeah.
We be entertained.
Heck yeah. That's really all we're talking about
bored
here.
yet? Y'all bored yet? Huh? I'm waiting. So much for that wind blowing.
Look down a little further, you see Alton Jones and Alton Jones Jr. both in the top 20, right?
Yes.
Both of them haven't made the cut, which is some more rookie overachievement right there. On the part of Junior.
Let's talk about Alton Jones Jr. real quick.
Please.
Do you remember we went fishing with that young man back on Kentucky Lake?
Right?
Actually, during
Spent
an
some
event
time with him on Oneida, too.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Tommy, you made the comment, oh gosh, what is this, 8 years ago?
At least.
At least
the very
8
least,
years
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
You made the comment, oh, no doubt, we'll be covering you one day. Why did you say, you instantly knew that?
You know,
He was as mechanically sound
oh yeah,
as
yeah.
a 12-year-old as the majority of the elite field.
Plus, he had that confidence that you
Yes.
talk about. With these, we see with these kids who are the rookies now. I mean, he just very, very
trying.
comfortable doing what it takes to catch fish.
Yes.
That's always a good sign.
We trying. Bad thing is, got to be a big in the coal.
That's a good thing.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a good thing, but I can't just catch any random fish. I gotta have big ones.
Good problem to have.
Yeah.
Those are 1 and 2. Wiggins on the right, and Seth Fighter on the left there. Fighter hanging in there today.
Actually doing better today than he did yesterday at this time.
Yes, sir.
Lost quite a few fish, he said yesterday.
I was just looking, you were talking about Alton Jones Jr.?
Yes.
He's a pound behind his dad. I wonder if they got anything on the line. A little friendly match among themselves.
I don't know how Alton Jones Sr. is, but I know if I was in the Elite Series with Hunter and or Jacob,
Oh, yeah.
I would demand all of their waypoints before the event begins just to monitor, study, brainstorm.
Heavy service fee on any winnings, right? Yep. Correct.
Well, I'd really like to ask Jesse Wiggins something. I talked to him Sunday night 2 weeks ago after his win, and he was so relieved that he had the money that he could keep fishing, but he was worried that he didn't have any sponsors, and bang, look what he's got. He's got a jersey and a...
I had a company text me last night. I'm not going to get into it, but they said, hey,
I'll go on and get into it.
No, Tommy. no, just because I made the comment yesterday, wow, he's got a hodgepodge of different rods and just a bunch of different stuff. And a company texted me last night and said, whoa, we signed him up the day before this tournament began.
And your reply was?
You might want to get him some equipment.
Some rods in those
pretty
hands.
soon.
Well, that kind of makes sense.
Hey, if I was one of those companies that invested in this kid in the last 30 days, I am mighty happy with my future investment.
God. That's like
right?
Putting a $100 win bet at the last
No
second
doubt,
before they
man.
blow the whistle.
Let's get a look at Fighter's bait. Let's get a
won 2 weeks ago today.
Look at him hiding it. Come on now. Hey now.
There. Got a couple of guys today, Hartman and
see if we can get back on these fish.
who else talking about color change. They're not talking about big color changes, just subtle differences.
Actually,
right?
what was interesting this morning, if you were hanging with us, I was watching real close. A lot of guys were using a lot darker smoke, almost melon colors. A couple of our anglers were earlier this morning when we were in low light condition. You heard
Mullins.
Yeah, put a dot on them.
And Mullins and yeah.
Look at
Hartman.
that one right there. Look at that one. Oh, melon has slouch. Slouchy slouch. It's that fighter hooked
Little
up.
one again, dude.
Live.
What the hell?
I hear you.
It's not cool, dude.
I'm wondering if we can do a potential Bassmaster live from his new house on Mille Lacs.
Oh, has he got him a new place on
Mille
Mille Lacs?
Bought him a pad on Mille Lacs.
Nice.
Right?
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, beyond cool.
Yeah.
Bonfire, a loincloth.
What? No, wait,
No?
that
What?
bonfire.
I don't know.
The bonfire part's
No,
fine.
look.
Come on.
When in Rome, man.
No. No loincloth. All right, breaking up just a little bit there. We're going to break it off for just a couple of minutes here. Let's take a look at something we had go on a little earlier. Yesterday, in fact. This is Defoe. Currently our sixth place guy right now.
Getting after
all
it.
the way up to second place at one point today. Started in ninth place, and this is a nice little shot from above. Defoe, again, like we mentioned earlier, lives about 30 minutes away from here. This is the first place he ever fished a tournament. He and his dad, and they didn't even catch a fish. He thought that was a good omen, no doubt, for what was coming up here.
Great aerial shot right there of Defoe. Don't go anywhere.
No,
More
absolutely.
Bassmaster
Live.
coming up next.
The Bassmaster Elite at Cherokee Lake is brought to you by Berkeley, Hook, Humminbird, Mercury, Minn Kota, and by Nitro Boats.
In a world where boring, soundless lures were the norm, comes a lure unlike any other. The fish-catching machine. Livingston lures are the only lures featuring electronic baitfish sounds that call the fish. Tie one on today and experience the power of the fish-catching machine.
you love bass fishing, then show your support by joining B.A.S.S today. Since 1968, B.A.S.S has been serving bass fishing enthusiasts with information and tournament coverage that make you a better angler. When you sign up today, you'll join over 500,000 outdoorsmen who love bass fishing. With your membership, you'll receive every issue of Bassmaster magazine, plus $50 in free gear, including a membership tackle bag, B.A.S.S cap, plus more. Log on to Bassmaster.com to join Bass today.
Hey, thanks, Dave. Out of office? Oh, man. Hi, this is Skeet.
Skeet, out of office?
Dude, don't be mad because I thought of it.
What?
I gotta go. I got someone on the other line. Go to teamgtfishing.com to check out my real job.
We're supposed to be working.
I am working.
You're watching the Bassmaster Elite at Cherokee Lake, being brought to you live by Berkeley.
Afternoon fishing time getting closer and closer to weigh-in time from Cherokee Lake. How about our power pole replay of the day? There he is, Jesse Wiggins right there. In the middle of his bang-up effort this morning, putting another great limit in the boat. Got himself a 5-pound lead over the remainder of the field. Everyone in pursuit of Jesse Wiggins to start 2017.
Come here, baby.
Oh! Not the one I want to remember, but it turned out to be completely inconsequential.
Good thing is he knows that one's there for tomorrow.
Absolutely, yeah. That's just like saving one.
Unless he re-caught it 10 minutes later.
He is living proof of what Jacob Wheeler was talking about. One place. If you find him, you can win the whole tournament right there. See if that can happen this time. Got one more day to make it happen. He's sort of casting around, dragging a few things through the water there to try to maybe upgrade one more time, but for the most part laying off of those fish that have been his bread and butter for 3 days running.
He only needs 5 more to be there tomorrow. 5 more bites. And he could lean on them all day.
Oh, yeah, all day tomorrow. It should have the energy. He's only fished 3-hour days so far this
Just
week.
FYI, I do need to make a quick correction, Such. The Godfather is up the river right now and says, Cliff Crochet just put 2 keepers in the boat.
That's what just came over
Correction.
on Bass Track.
Just so you know, I refer to Ron Moore as the Godfather.
Oh, is that who you're talking about as Ron Moore? Now, where did that come? The Godfather.
I don't know.
He does command a certain degree of authority, I will say that.
Absolutely.
On top of things at all times.
I gotta go to the restroom.
Did our cameraman Brian just inform him he was in a 2-box? He just did, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
We're moving forward, Tommy.
Tell you what.
Look at the bait on the bottom right there. Wow, that is great. Look at how much bait. It completely blocked out for almost 8 feet on the bottom.
A little shale or be on the inside edge of the shad. These things will hurt them just like a sheepdog. Especially they got them pushed in this hole. Should be like right here we should see a fish. Right where them shad in.
That is a great picture right there.
I lied, but there should have been one there. This is probably a better depth to be looking in. There he is.
Dave Mullins on the right is 10 pounds, almost 11. Got him hanging in the top 10 for now.
They do, though. I mean, you know, they usually bite early here, and then you'll have a little dull period around noon. And there's this one right here might bite it. Come on, I got one right here.
Wind blowing, that should help.
He's all over it. He's just not eating. He's just riding it. Man, I thought I was going to catch that one. He's still right there. Man, he's still all over it right there. Don't know why they're not biting. Like I said, we need a little bit of wind. Anytime you got a wind, even if you're fishing deep, it's going to help. And that's pretty much what's killing it right now. Here's another one right here. They're just coming up, you know, not really hungry. They're just coming up and checking it out. I might back off of them and try that Scottsboro if they don't eat. There's another one right there. There's a huge school right here. I just cannot get them to bite. Man, there's a big school right there.
Let's do a Triton on the line. Let's get on the phone. Let's get on the blower. Dial up somebody important. How about Davey Height? Davey Height would be a guy. Davey Height's who we want to talk to right now. And Davey, understand that we just saw a great fish catch from yesterday. Drone shot. Ott Defo right there, and Ott certainly had a good first half today. Have things slowed down for him just a little bit? Get that impression.
Well, they have, but he's made a move. Yesterday, David Mullins did the same thing. These two local guys, they know that the smallmouth bite has really been dying during the day, not only for them, but for other folks. And they're trying to go up the river and catch a largemouth. I think Mullins is still down the lake, but Ott has been catching his fish. It ends at like 10 o'clock. Yesterday, he stayed down the lake and didn't help himself at all, and he's made the move. He just come up river. We probably ran about 15 miles. He stopped, and he started throwing a DT6. He's been fishing that small finesse jig just like most of the other guys early in the morning. But, you know, I've really learned a lot just in the last 2 days being out here. The bite just, for the most part, is over. And, you know, I complimented Jesse Wiggins this morning about conserving his fish and getting off of them, but really and truly, I'm not so sure if he stayed on that spot all day, he'd keep catching them, because every one of these other guys that are catching them and staying on those spots, it seems to go downhill after about mid-morning, as I'm sure y'all can tell by the catches.
Davey, is one of these guys that is chasing Wiggins right now gonna have to punt like Ott is right now and go for a 4 to 5 pound largemouth?
Absolutely. You know, I think David did the right thing yesterday, and I absolutely think Ott's doing the right thing today. You know, Wiggins has got such a lead build up, they're going to have to catch a big largemouth and or a big fish, and it's more likely late in the day, warm nights, these clouds, that sort of thing, to go up the river and catch a bigger largemouth. You know, Ott stayed down there yesterday and didn't help himself at all. So, like I say, he's come up here and he's going to throw a crankbait. He pulled out a DT6 for the first time I've seen a crankbait, I think, this week, and he's going to fish his way all the way up to the current, he said.
Davey, as we look at tomorrow, we're just thinking always ahead of who's going to be in the top 12, who will be there tomorrow. And the list right now, if they cut off the fishing today, would be Brandon Polinick, Russ Lane, Matt Herron, David Mullins, Paul Mueller, Keith Combs, Ott Defoe, Iaconelli, Josh Bertrand, then Wheeler, Fighter, and of course Jesse Wiggins. You look at that list right there. What do they have in common? What's the common thread with these guys? What did they do that all of those great anglers, we were just talking about it, me and Mark Zona, about the great anglers, good vertical anglers who are down the road, gone now?
Well, that's certainly something I've learned just in the last day or two. That window in the mornings to really catch those fish is so small. And I mentioned, it seems like local guys and guys that came and pre-fished are the ones that are doing best in this tournament. If you didn't come pre-fish, if you don't have the local knowledge, you have 2.5 days of practice. And guys stay out here from daylight to dark. But if you weren't on the right place in that small window in the morning, you could fish all day long and be in good areas doing the right thing, and you just don't catch them. They just don't bite. It's amazing to me, and Zona, I hope you agree with me, but normally when smallmouth, the bait moves out, they move with them, at least a certain percentage of them. But these smallmouth, everybody talked about last year how big and healthy and fat they were, and they're just not that way this year because it hasn't got cold enough, and the bait is not moved in and staying in. It moves in overnight, just a small percentage, and then goes out. And those smallmouth, they just stay right there, and they feed when they have that small opportunity, that small window to feed, and then they just hang out the rest of the day and don't feed. You know, we were real close to the spot that Wiggins has been catching all his fish, and only for about 15, 20 minutes, I saw 2 different local anglers. You know, they just couldn't help themselves. They had to go over there and check the spot out. I haven't seen anyone else catch a fish there. I think the bite just dies. And if you weren't in the right place this week at the right time, or didn't have some kind of prior knowledge or pre-fish, I totally understand now how some of the best vertical fishermen in the country had a tough tournament here.
1,000% agree with that. And really, look, the reason why this lake, it is so obvious right now, the reason why this lake was so incredibly good last year, if you look at these weights that have been brought in, these 16 to 18 pound stringers, last year, where that collision of all that bait and all those smallmouth were together for weeks, months of cold weather, those same bass are these bass these guys are catching. They just weighed a pound more, 3/4 of a pound more.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. They're the same fish, good quality fish, but they're just not as fat, kind of like me. Or not fat like me.
I do not think of fat when I think of
No, I don't
Davey.
think of that.
I think most people would swap out with you just about any old time.
Me, Tommy.
Yeah, that's right.
He's funny because he's fat. No, sorry.
So do you guys agree that the only chance is for somebody to really catch Jesse Wiggins unless his place collapses overnight? I do not think that's going to happen. The only chance is somebody doing something like what Ott's doing, catching a big largemouth.
Yeah, for the simple, here's why. It's easy to say we're looking at Seth Fighter. I'm talking about locked up right now live. The major reason I say that, Davey, is what I'm starting to see with these smallmouth, which you see this a lot on like a St. Clair, that a smallmouth, look, it's obvious to me that these fish average like 2 pounds, 10 ounces to really 3 pounds, 4 ounces. If you a bigger one here is just a 1/4 pound bigger than what your competition's catching. Not a pound bigger, it's a 1/4 pound. But if you look at the range of catching a 15-pound bag in this event compared to a 16.5 or a 17-pound bag, that is miles in this event.
Yeah.
Yep. It is, and keep in mind, so far the biggest bag has been largemouth, and somebody, you know, with the lead that Jesse has gotten, somebody, in my opinion, is going to have to catch at least one good largemouth, maybe 2 or 3, to have a stringer big enough. Like we said, with the smallmouth being a little undersized this year, they're going to have to catch a greenfish to catch him.
We're looking at Seth Fighter right now, and bear this in mind: if he's acting like he's fighting it pretty carefully here, if this is a 3-pounder, now it's going to be within
It's going to
3 pounds.
It's going to be a 3 pounder.
3 pounds of Wiggins. I mean,
can
that'll put him within 3 pounds of Wiggins.
Can instantly tell the way these guys fight one when they bow into one, if it's that better than 2 3/4 pound average, or it could be a striper. Tommy?
Well, almost.
Which it is.
Which it is. Okay,
Got
there
some
we go.
help there.
That's okay.
But it is bigger than a 3. It is a 3 pounder.
It is, absolutely.
Davey, I appreciate
he's winning
you
the
getting
striper.
my back on that right there.
He's winning the striper deal right now. So, that is a good one. Very nice. Very, very solid striper.
Davey, have you seen any areas where these striper are mixing with the smallmouth, or no?
I saw some birds diving the first day of the tournament when we had a lot of wind and they had pushed up on a point, and there were some stripers in there. Obviously, I couldn't cast to see, but I would be willing to bet there were some smallmouth mixed in with those. Everywhere in the country I've been, if those striper get pushed up on a point or get shallow in there where those smallmouth are, they're going to take advantage of that feeding
Run across Michael.
Because everything just takes advantage of the bait.
I'm going to ask you, Davey, if you've run across any other anglers today, guys like Ike and Nelly having obviously a very good day today. Keith Combs, Paul Mueller, any idea what those guys are doing? Probably the same thing, right?
I've seen Combs a little yesterday and today, and he's fishing deep. He's using his electronics. You know, he's one of those guys that is the best there is. I talked to him in the weigh-in line the first day, and Keith Combs was like, man, I'm so glad I got a limit. I had a terrible practice. And I think he's a prime example of one of those guys you expected to mash them when you're talking about looking at your electronics and catching fish. And he just didn't find them, but he found some that first day. He caught more than he said he'd caught all week. And you just had to know he was going to get better and better as he learned this place.
Hey, Davey, I was picking on you a little bit when we were not doing a Triton Boats on the line with you. I know you had picked Brett Hite for your Angler of the Year. Are you holding firm still? Are you holding firm?
I am a man of my word unless we bet. And I think we had a little bet, so I don't recall picking Brett Hite at all.
Davey, you picked him 13 times
when
yesterday.
you dreamed that up, I don't know where you got that. I don't remember anything. I told you Jesse Wiggins was a real deal. I was going to go out on a limb and pick Jesse Wiggins, a rookie.
Yeah.
Davey, it's fair to say you right now, you truly fit in with the rest of the TV production crew of absolutely being completely inconsistent.
And willing to throw anybody under the bus at a moment's notice.
Absolutely.
That's the whole gig here.
Exactly. Credibility gone.
We've been watching it. It was great to talk to Davey. And Davey, I don't know if you're aware, we've been watching Jacob Wheeler on the bank, getting his looked like trolling motor worked.
Getting some work done.
Had some trouble this morning, some sort of electrical problem this morning, and still working. There he is, right there. They're trying to get him back in the game here. He's obviously.
You know, I've not fished around him. I've done shows and seminars with Jacob, and I've been around him a fair amount off the water, but I've not been around him much on the water. But these couple days, I mean, yesterday morning I've got no waypoints, and it turns out I think he had waypoints by the end of the day. Somehow he just wasn't mashing the right button or whatever. And then this morning he's just sitting there pulled up to the bank a few minutes before takeoff, and he's like, somebody back my trailer in. I got to get out. I got to change boats. And then he was fine. You know, I don't know, but he catches fish, but he seems to be in a panic all the time.
He seems actually really laid back, right? He is on the bank taking a. He's up there right now, but he seems very calm. I don't know.
We're going to keep on top of this.
If he gets all his equipment, go ahead. If he gets all his equipment going,
look out.
Jesse might be in trouble because if he gets everything going one of these mornings, it's going to be trouble.
Yeah, you got one more morning left to go. We'll see what happens. Davey, thank you so much, man. I know you've been on the run all day long. You probably got a little more running to do. Hopefully get to talk to you again before we're on. He's the best, man.
The best.
He's on top of it. Absolutely on top of it as we take a close look at what's going on there in Jacob Wheeler's boat. Not what you want. You're on a critical day number 3.
And I'll tell you what Davey said right there is there has just been a list of trouble that Wheeler has had the last 3 days.
Guys seem to seemed to go through that. You remember Aaron Martin?
Well, I asked him.
Aaron Martin's on the Saline a couple of years ago. Same deal.
The Sabine River.
Sabine River.
Yeah.
Oh, Sabine River.
Yeah, and you tend to a little bit see it early in the year when these guys are getting their new boats.
Sure,
broke
shake it
into,
down.
so-
Shakedown cruise.
What is it?
Shakedown.
Shakedown cruise, yeah.
Shakedown
That
cruise.
even mean. I like
Shaking
that.
in my shoes.
Shaking
You know
it
what I'm
out.
talking about.
Jack, see if we can't head back around the corner. Set Fighter unofficially second place. Bassmaster live.
It's a bass. It's fighting like a bass anyways. Ooh, maybe not. Oh yeah, big old bass, dude. This is him. This is us right here, dude. Stay on. Stay on. Stay on, dude. Stay on, baby. Stay on, baby. Stay on. Stay on. Come here. Come here, come here, come here. Yes, dude. Yes. That's a sack now. Oh, give me 5, dude. Yeah. 5 biggins. Nice little upgrade. We're fishing Sunday for sure. The dirty stash is coming out, aka Alton Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
What?
No. Yeah.
Wait, well, I want him to explain that.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, God. No.
The hyena's feeding.
No.
The hyena's mating. The hyena's, it's a mating call.
Man, this is rough, stormy weather here.
Oh.
Retag, for good measure.
Stop it.
Sorry. All right. I got excited.
We're in this thing, dude. We gotta have us at least 16 pounds right now. All because some seagulls decided to start diving in front of us. Yeah.
Nice job, man.
Thank
Nice
you.
job.
Thanks, Wes.
Cameraman Wes Miller bringing the encouragement right there.
Absolutely, yeah, keeping our guy.
He usually rough talks me this time of day. Yeah, I get more of about time from Wes Miller.
You might want to fill in the blank.
What's that?
Do this. That's what he tells you. You might want to.
Yeah, yeah. And he might want to.
Yeah.
Good stuff right there. Seth Fighter. Big call. Big call.
Just starting to break up, but boy, we got to see that whole catch right there. That was really fun.
He got a little excited there, didn't he?
He did. He's, like he said, dude,
He's in
we're
it.
in this thing, and
Like
he
that.
is. He's within 3 pounds now of Jesse Wiggins. That's a big step. If he's got 16 like he said. Jamie Hartman on the left there. Gone a little shallower. Jamie was third to start this morning and currently just the first guy out of the top 10, only 3 fish in the boat, so he's got lots of ways to catch up fast and catch 2 good ones.
Oh, that top 5 for tomorrow, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Josh Bertrand definitely has some chops fishing this style. Covered him often.
Yep.
Fishing
Yes.
vertical.
Yes.
Yeah.
When the day started, there were 15 other anglers.
I'm trying to catch
within
one, y'all. I don't know if y'all are. It's just tough right now. Just
within 5 pounds of Wiggins, so they'd have to make up a couple
I
pounds.
feel like I'm doing the right thing to catch a biggin, though. I mean, I'm out here. Wind. I'm fixing to go throw a spinnerbait if the wind to stay blowing. I mean, I don't know if I get bit or not, but I got to do it for at least an hour just to see. I feel like I could catch a big largemouth. everything right. Or a big smallmouth. I caught a big smallmouth doing it the first day. I can just get one of these to bite. There are fish around there. I just don't, I mean, I think it's smallmouth because there's just one here and two here, and usually that's smallmouth. I don't know if it's just too deep or what. We're getting a little wind now. Come on, baby. Just keep blowing.
What did Seth say? Looks like I'm breaking out the dirty stash Sunday? Is that
What was that?
What was that?
Yeah, I know. I didn't get
something like that.
I don't know what that means. I know what that music means.
See where our launch place is here on Cherokee Lake, not too far from the dam right there. Not too far from there is where we left Jacob Wheeler.
What?
He was up on the bank, getting his boat worked on. Let's see what's, oh man, we are not underway yet. Jacob Wheeler's still getting.
What up, guys? Sitting here, just chilling out. Found out maybe had some issues with the batteries, and that's crazy because they've been charging every night fine. Haven't had an issue with them since, but they're brand new batteries, and that's just the problem, you know, you're gonna have. Man, it's tough. I don't know.
So the problem is not.
The problem's not a trolling motor. I mean, that's the thing. I thought it might have been the switch, but it looks like it's the batteries. One battery's dead or something's messed up on that. So I'm trying to literally call a couple people in the cut because in Bass rules, you can fish with another competitor to end your day. So I'm trying to figure out if I can get a hold of somebody to go and jump in the boat with them and fish. And go to some juice. Gosh, ain't that a summer again? Let me call.
Jacob Wheeler started this day in second place. A little more than a pound behind Jesse Wiggins. He has fallen out just a little bit right now and has been replaced in second place by that guy. Right there, Seth Fighter, who has been looking exceptionally stronger than anybody since our break time.
Yes. That's a sack.
Now coming up, Tommy Sanders. Big news, excitement. Dave Mercer coming with a special guest from
Breaking Bad.
Oh, exactly.
Okay. So we're getting closer. The mystery guest is getting closer to being identified.
The dirty
Can't wait to
stash
see what happens. That's in our next half hour. We'll be right back with Bassmaster Live.
Continually proven on the tournament trail and with Skeeter owners everywhere with 14 consecutive NMMA CSI Consumer Satisfaction Awards. Our competition doesn't even come close. Right now, buy, save, fish with up to $1,500 in instant rebates through March 31st, including the newly redesigned limited edition FX series. Now is the best time to buy, save, fish. Skeeter.
Is there a place where the underwater images are the clearest you've ever seen? We're seeing every fish, we're seeing every detail of structure, and where every bottom contour was visible, where whatever you wanted to see below the surface was real. Do you want to go? Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
Think you could win valuable prizes from Bassmaster? You can't know unless you enter, and entering is easy. Go to Bassmaster.com. Enter now for a chance to win a fishing trip with 2016 Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year Gerald Swindle. Trip includes airfare, rental car, hotel, and $500 cash. Plus a Triton 17 TX bass boat, Mercury engine, and Gerald's gear from Humminbird, Minn Kota, GoPro, and more. You, the winner of a valuable prize? Could be. All you have to do to get your shot is go to Bassmaster.com and enter today and every day. Hey, it could be you.
Your choice of fishing apparel can make or break your day out on the water. Added mesh vents for superior breathability. Moisture transport cooling technology to keep you dry and comfortable. And antimicrobial to keep you from smelling like your catch. With added SPF to keep you protected. We've added stain release to keep the blood or any other stains at bay. Our most technologically advanced fishing shirt for all the necessary dirty work.
Facts matter. All monofilament is not the same. Berkley is the strongest, smoothest, most dependable monofilament line in the world. Why would you risk your fishing trip to a line that's made who knows where just to save a buck? Berkley has been making and perfecting trilene in America for over 75 years. I spool nothing less than the best. That's Berkley trilene, and that is a fact.
You're watching the Bassmaster Elite at Cherokee Lake, being brought to you live by Berkley.
Bassmaster Live, getting closer and closer to check-in time and a trip to Knoxville for the weigh-in. Every chance we get, we want to give you some of the Humminbird lay of the lake. Let's take a look at it right now. First time ever on Cherokee Lake here in East Tennessee, not too far from western North Carolina. Let's take a look at how our top 10 anglers lay out here, the closest down to the dam at this point right now, and not actually in the lake, but on the sidelines. Jacob Wheeler waiting to get an electrical issue dealt with. Josh Bertrand be the next one up the lake as we head that way. There's our leader, Jesse Wiggins, a place that, boy, has just been dynamite.
And looking at the parade of anglers, a lot of them grouped up together right there. We are getting word, Tommy Sanders. Jacob Wheeler not able to find a boat and trying to now contact anglers. So, and I don't know how that works. I guess we're going to have to get that clarified. I don't know. Having what we just heard was battery issues potentially. I don't know how that works.
Charging problem, which it sounds like the worst thing you could possibly have.
Yes.
You know, that could be anything, anywhere in the entire electrical system.
Ron Moore, the Godfather, is Ron Moore and the Godfather is out there right now trying to break down what Jacob Wheeler's plan that he's trying to accomplish right now.
So Michael Iaconelli right there, one of the farthest up the lake, and certainly having a great day. Paul Mueller right before we saw him. Two guys from the Northeast doing very, very well, moving up the leaderboard, putting themselves in the top 12.
I don't know if this is true, but Ronnie just said to me right now, he is trying to potentially contact Adrian Avina, who is fishing today, and that they can fish together.
Well, that's what he said. He said when he was talking to us, he said, I'm find some guy who will hopefully let me come in and fish with him. I've never heard of that before. Have you ever done that?
No, I've never heard of that.
Move over.
Right. Let me drop on that one.
Hey, I'm on him.
I don't know. I guess we have to get maybe some. We got to have that clarified by Tripp or Mercer or so. I've never.
Adrian Avina has control of the boat. See, I can hear it right now. This is a whole new dimension.
And here's the other thing. Yeah. Look, Jacob Wheeler has chops in match fishing. He is the last one I'd want in my boat.
No, you want him in your boat at all.
I'm just
don't catch that 6-pounder.
Ronnie, don't let up on this story. Keep after that for us because we are very anxious to hear how this resolves and to get a shot of him fishing in someone else's boat. That would be cool.
Keep that live camera with Wheeler right now.
Absolutely. I'm going to show you a miss from that we just missed not too long ago. While we're at break. Take a look at Jamie Hartman. Jamie Hartman again, first time we're looking at him.
Oh,
that
no.
was the bad miss.
Oh, and that is his largemouth bank.
He's stuck on 3 fish.
He said he had one big largemouth stretch that every day he's been getting 1 or 2 key largemouth bites on that small stretch of bank right there.
That's tough. That is tough right there. Jamie Hartman fished his way into the top 3 to start this day, and if he doesn't get things corrected, he might fall out of the top 12. Dave Mercer is standing by, and Dave Mercer has promised us since yesterday a mystery guest that he and the producer Ben have come up with. For
Excited.
this. All right, excited. We're excited. Dave, with our fingers crossed, we turn it over to you. Are you going to fulfill your promise?
Unfortunately, guys, our mystery guest, I don't know how to break this to you, but he did not show up. I'm only joking. Of course he showed up. You know, guys, you guys know this. Tommy's only, I do not watch television other than sports and bass fishing. I don't watch television, but this guy I have watched because this show was so good and so record-breaking that I had to tune in week after week and binge watch this incredible show. And, of course, the show is Breaking Bad. And let's bring him in right now from Breaking Bad. R.J. Mitty played Flynn Walt Jr. And what are you doing in a bass fishing tournament, first of all?
Well, I'm here to support my uncle. I'm kind of part of his team. My Uncle Tyler, I grew up, first of all, I grew up bass fishing and any type of fishing my whole life. And now, being in Hollywood, I don't get too much of that. So I'm trying to get more into it and go out more and see what this is about. You know, this was my first Bass Elite Series tournament, to see it and to be part of it, and the fans are amazing. I was so excited to see it, and it was good. It was freezing out there, but come and check it out and see what's going on here.
It is very, very different. But you told me you're kind of involved with your uncle here in this business. It's not just, you're not just cheering him on. I mean, you're a double threat, they call it. You know, if somebody, like Deion Sanders, he could play two sports. You're a double threat, not just an actor, but an agent, basically.
A little bit more promoter, more of when sponsors don't work out, I end up becoming the sponsor. But no, it's been amazing, man. When you get an experience like this, and it's hard work. I didn't realize how much goes into these tournaments, how much it goes into this preparation, and it's really a challenging sport.
It really is a challenging sport, but every job you have to prepare for. Tell me a little bit about when you look at this sport and how much they have to prepare. What kind of preparation is involved in your job?
I mean, a lot. Like this sport and like my job, it's you. It's who you are. It's how you go about it. It's your patience. It's that virtue inside you that puts you out there, and that's what you get paid on. It's not necessarily everything in the back, but you as that instrument and as that tool that goes out and makes that happen, and that brings those fish in the boat. So.
As a star of a major hit show like Breaking Bad, as you know, and you've followed many actors' careers, you see that opportunity. And I'll be honest, I mean, I look at my career with Bassmaster, and I'm kind of like, I don't ever want this roller coaster ride to end. Was it kind of bittersweet?
It is. It's one of those things where you really don't want the roller coaster to end. You want to continue to go, but luckily for me in my career, when you have an ending, it's a good thing. It's not necessarily a negative because you have an ending. Like with a start to finish on a show, if you don't have an ending, you're missing something. You're missing a value. You're missing this hook, this just what pulls you in even more. And luckily enough with Breaking Bad, we had that hook, we had that ending, and it was amazing. And it's sad to see something like that, and especially for when you're working. I mean, the Bass group, they're such a great crew, and everyone I've been meeting lately is just so welcoming and warm and really passionate about what they're doing, and we have that on Breaking Bad. And lately with my jobs, I always find people that have that same passion, because if you have that fire, you draw these people like you, man, and it continues to grow, and we're continuing to hit it out there. And I got a couple projects coming up this year, and I just keep on keeping on.
It is really incredible to have you here, and I want to thank you but you said you're the promoter for your uncle.
A little bit.
Let's start promoting. This is your opportunity to be Don King right here, okay?
We're looking for...
Let's bring him over
Tyler,
here. Come on. How did we get, anytime we get a dignitary like yourself here, now, I'm going to introduce him all year long, but I'd like you to look in that camera and introduce him to the bass fishing world, because unfortunately, not a great week this week, but hey, it doesn't matter how you start. It's all about how you finish. But the bass fishing world needs to learn about this gentleman. Why don't you introduce the bass fishing world to us and tell him what he is in stock?
Y'all in trouble. Y'all got to watch this guy. This is Tyler Carey right here, my uncle. you know, he's taught me everything I know about fishing. I've never really not caught at least one fish when I've been on the water, and we in trouble. You gonna tell him?
Well,
don't start with well. That's not what they want. They want to hear yes. I'm going to.
them boys better watch out at the next tournament because we're coming strong for them.
It is hard to trash talk when you're from Louisiana. I mean, you talk too slow to trash talk. You boys better watch out. Next one. But really, what fisheries are you give me 2 events that you looked on your calendar and said, that's where I want to be.
Toledo Bend and Sam Rayburn. I fished Toledo Bend a good bit. I spent a lot of time up there. So we looking forward to that event for sure. And Rayburn's just right down the road. So I had a lot of history on Rayburn in the past. And I'm just ready to get back over there, you know. Get this year started in a better direction than I had this last weekend.
Yeah. Well,
before we let you guys go, I got to ask you, what do you got coming up, RJ? I mean, we're going to see Tyler all year long in the Elite Series, and hopefully we see you at a few of our events throughout the year, but where can we see you?
Well, right now, pretty much you can see me supporting this man in the B.A.S.S Elite Series. I have a couple of movies coming out. One I actually just shot in Canada.
Dude, if just once in my life I'd like to be able to have a conversation with somebody, but I got a couple of movies coming out. How does that ever get weird? Like, are you ever like, yeah, I just said that.
It's a little weird, but the thing is I've been in the industry for a minute, so when I hear my other buddies, they're like, oh yeah, I got a series coming, I got like this, I'm like, I'm happy. Lately I've been very lucky in my career. I do about 3 movies a year. I just shot with Wesley Snipes, which is that Canada project, which I'm really excited about. I have another one in April. I'll be filming in Mississippi. I have a couple of auditions that I'm dealing with right now. I actually, Brett Pruitt, actually, Tyler was holding the camera and Brett was reading me lines off screen, so he might be in the next one casting.
What?
But
you mean hanging out with you? Because I'll be honest, dude, my whole life, you know that question, I'm sure you get a lot of time. If you could hang out with anybody, live in their dad, like who would it be? And I get that in fishing, and I answer all the time. I just want to go fishing with Adam Sandler, because he lets his buddies go in his movies. I mean, and I don't want a real acting job like you. I just want to be the idiot that you can do it like that. So, are you saying that us hanging out? Maybe?
I mean, it may be. You never know. This might be the next movie star right here.
I mean, the world needs a chunky leading man. I mean,
always. Ladies love it.
Well, you got to do what you can. Tell me about your fishing skills. Let's talk about that. You said you love to fish, but mostly saltwater?
Yeah, primarily saltwater. I grew up red fishing and trout fishing, but I'm nothing compared to these men and these men out here. But lately, I know it's a little. Some people like it, but I've been boat fishing a lot lately.
Very cool.
I fell in love with it. This is actually one of our sponsors. Is Boat Fishing Unlimited, and we've been going out constantly. But you name it, I grew up fishing between Louisiana and Texas, primarily with this man and my papa, his dad, and always causing trouble, man. We love to fish. We grew up fishing. It's relaxing, and yes, with it tournament style, it's a lot of stress, but we still find the joy in it. We still find it very relaxing, and all the hustle and bustle. But I'm all about sac-a-lait, all about smallmouth, and and primarily trout, though.
You're a big fly fisherman too. You're getting into fly fishing.
I do. I go up. I've been in Canada a few times fly fishing, and up in Oregon. I haven't caught anything really big. Every time I try to bring something in, I'm always too excited, and I always rip it right out of their mouth. But I you name it, I'll try and catch it. Dynamite works the best, I find.
It works, you know, almost all the time. Yeah, it's kind of, it's illegal in Bassmaster events, though. Just keep that on the down low, okay? Because the next guy we got coming up here, if he could have used dynamite this weekend, I'm pretty sure he would have. But I want to thank you very much for being here, and I look forward to hanging out with you all year long. One more time, look in that camera. Yeah. You two together, trash talk the entire Elite Series field. They're not watching right now.
We're coming
Tell
for you,
them
right?
that it's over.
We're coming. We'll see y'all around.
See y'all at the next event. Y'all take care.
Thank you guys very much. We're going to have you up here in a little bit, do some Facebook Live stuff, but we are going to bring up our next guest, and a guy who I did not expect to have here at all. I expected him to be on the water. He's not paying attention at all, so let's interrupt him. David Walker, we'll bring him in here. Sevierville, Tennessee's very own David Walker, an 11-time Classic qualifier, and you just stood side. I mean, dude, how cool would it be once in your life to be like, I got a couple of movies I'm working on?
Maybe it'd be a little more stable job than this fishing gig. I can tell you what, this has been it's been a tough week for me. But you mentioned the dynamite. I did have some. Fuse got wet, so it's been that kind of a year. You know what I mean?
It can be, but this tournament has been dominated by one technique, and a technique you know very well and have spent a lot of time working. But
yes.
In the first interview we did earlier today, me and Zona were talking about why did we see no drop shot. And I told Zona, I said, I will get you an answer. And we have an answer. Yes. Why are we not seeing drop shot? And why is this Demiki rig dominating this event?
It's really not the Demiki itself. It's the lack of action that bait imparts. That's why you don't see the drop shot in play. Years ago when I fished this lake, we used to catch them the exact same places, using jigging spoons, using silver buddies, using a lot of vertical. You would rip the bait up and let it fall back down. That's how you trigger the bites. Now you have to do the complete opposite of that. If you are working that bait, if you're making that bait move, even a little, you don't get the bites. You just don't get them. I mean, that's why even the soft plastics like the drop shot worms, they all have that real subtle, lot of action there. And the fishermen, you'll see them, they're imparting action to it. They're pulling it along there. They're shaking that rod tip, always keeping it moving. That's the biggest mistake you can make here. Those fish will not bite that lure. They'll react to it. The frustration level is very high here when you're watching those fish that you know are fish that you could win the event or at least get a check out of, coming up to your bait, looking at it, staring at it forever, and then ignoring it and going away. It can be so maddening because with our electronics today that we have are so much better. You know what's going on down there. You watch the scenario unfold. You drop the lure in the water. You're seeing it heading to the bottom. Early in the morning, when the fish are really fired up, when you first get there, your first spot, those fish will meet that bait. They won't let it get it to the bottom. They're going to bite the bait. It's easy to catch them. That window is very small. If you don't land on the right spot, you're not going to catch them. After that, it gets slower and tougher and tougher. The only thing that can really help is the wind. But to answer your question, the lack of action, you watch these guys, absolutely frozen. They're not moving, they're not casting, they're not doing anything other than holding that bait still. And if you start moving that bait, you're not going to get any bites.
And you say the window is small in the morning, but the window for this technique seems to be small. You know, it's not something you do all year here, is it?
No, and it has a lot to do with cold weather. And I think that's why the practice hasn't been as outstanding with this lure as what we thought it was going to be, because we have this 3 days of warm, 3 days of cold, 3 days of warm. So there's still enough fish shallow that's not forced all the fish into doing that one thing. I think that's why you see some guys that, like the first day, we got guys running up the river catching 19 pounds of largemouths because we had that super warm rain that morning. The water temperature climbed because we had, that night we got 60 degrees and it's raining. So the river got warm. Those fish went right to the bank. They were easy to catch. The next night it cooled off. It had the complete opposite effect. Those fish shut off, but the guys that were fishing deep, those are still consistent. But had it been a normally cold, extremely cold winter like we would have had, I think it would have been the only technique that was working.
Now, I asked you right away, as soon as you started talking about it, I said, did you fish it up in here? And you said, I did, but it didn't get bites. Do you think that's because the smallmouth are a little different, or do you think that is just simply because the time of year you guys are there? I mean, the Demiki's not working down here when the water's 70 degrees either, or 60 degrees.
I think that has a lot to do with it, and I'm sure that there's other lakes, especially in the south. Like one of the lakes I thought of that came to mind was like Hartwell or Lanier. Some of those places, they got those big spotted bass in there. But I don't know if those spotted bass down there have the attitude that they like that lifeless bait. Because you've seen it when we went down there for the Classic. Casey, those guys were catching schooling fish in the morning. I mean, so I think it's just one of those techniques that fits this region, this lake, perfectly. It just suits it, and it's obvious because it's really been a dominating factor this week.
Watching your good buddy David Mullins live right now.
He is. Oh, did you see it? He actually moved the reel. Now, you look at the rod. It's laying on the side of the gunnel right there. Like he's only holding it far enough away from that.
Are you pointing it basically straight at the bait?
You're basically pointing a rod tip down because you want to be able to pull up because you're down there so deep. I lost the fish the first day that I made the mistake of. I seen the fish. He was about 15 foot down over 30 foot of water. I lifted way up to the fish, and when I did, he bit it. Now I'm handcuffed because I could not set the hook into the fish. As he started to swim up, he ended up coming off on me. So it's a matter of being ready for it. And when you drop that lure too, another thing you want to notice is you don't hold your rod tip out straight. You're holding your rod tips this way, vertically. That way the lure comes off of that, the line comes off of the reel, and the lure continues its downward, down there and never stops. So it looks like nothing's happening, but there's a lot of little fine details that are extremely important. But really, to watch them doing that, they are doing nothing. I mean, but Mullins right here is a guy. I've fished with Mullins many times, and you know he does such a good job with this because he understands those little subtleties.
Yeah.
He knows it well enough. He'll read some of the fish that are coming up to the bait. Maybe he needs to work the other direction. Maybe he needs to hold it over their heads, but there always seems to be a little bit of fine-tuning to make those fish bite. But right now, I know what he's hoping for is some wind out there because that'll make them bite better through the day. Because once you miss that window in the morning, after that, you want some wind to make them bite.
So riddle me this, Batman. I'm watching what's going on here, and I'm learning about this technique while we're talking. And you're talking about fishing in deep water, no different than Lake Erie, and basically having to have that leverage to set the hook. The first thing that makes me question is Bassmaster has a new rule that allows you to use up to 10-foot rods, and we've always wondered when that's going to come into play. Why is that not coming into play here? Why are we not seeing guys doing this technique with a longer rod since that leverage is so key?
Probably because nobody actually has a 10-foot rod that they've used before or are comfortable with. But honestly, I think that in this technique right here, a 10-foot rod, like you said, I can see that it would help you in that instance. But holding the rod tip down like that, you're going to be into the water. And so in order to hold it up off of the water, then you start be holding it out to the side again. And once you get it away from the boat, you start losing your window of the transducer and the comb. Your bait starts getting out of that. So what can be maddening about this is how many times during the day when you hit your trolling motor, it hits your line because you literally have that line directly underneath that transducer, and you'll feel, oh man, I almost got to check my line because I've hit it with the trolling motor. So you're really holding it really close to, so it stays in that cone because you're watching that lure and you're watching for a fish to come up off of that. I mean, that's another thing that's key about it is the electronics that we have. They're so much better now that you can see a fish coming up to your lure. You can watch your lure going down to it. You'll see those two lines connect, and there's a fish right there on your lure watching that lure. And if you weren't aware of that on electronics, you would have no idea that ever happened.
Before we go back to the studio, I got to ask you real quick, if they're not using the longer rods, what is the optimal setup for this? I know guys are watching online saying, well, okay, if I'm not using a 10-foot, what kind of rod, what kind of reel, what kind of line setup do you use with this technique?
The rod that I was using is made by G. Loomis. It's an NRX rod. It's ultra sensitive and super light, which is key in I can feel that tiny little bite. Now, I've been using 6-pound test. I've tried some 5- and 4-pound tests. The biggest problem with that is when it gets cold, it freezes, and you pull against the fish, and your line breaks.
Brittle.
It gets brittle. So 6 seems to be, 7 you can get away with. That 6-7-pound test seems to be the best. The jig heads vary depending on how deep you're fishing, from around an 1/8 ounce all the way to a 3/8 ounce. It's kind of a matter of which one you like best. Personally, I like the 1/4 and 3/8 the best, only because I have a really good feel for when it's heavier. Like the first day when the wind was really blowing, that heavier jig head was important because I could feel what was going on. It wasn't fluttering around. then as far as the bait is, most of the guys are all using a bait called the armor shad is the name of it.
Because it doesn't have a lot of action, you said.
It has zero action. That's what's key about it.
So all those baits that you have in your tackle box that shake and wiggle and are super light, don't throw those.
Don't throw those. You want the one that does nothing. The only other bait that I found that a fish would react to in the same similar was the Ned rig, that little TRD, because it doesn't have any of that movement to it. It was very stationary. I caught some fish with that Ned rig for that very reason, because I'm thinking, what lure do I have in this boat here that doesn't have much action to it? And that's really what's key about it. So spinning reel, I'm using a CI4. I like that little higher speed, you know, retrieving it, because once you hook that fish, they almost always run to the top. Then they start heading back down. That's when that drag becomes important. And then you got to go around there and get your arm wet, because you got to scoop the fish up, which is can be pretty exciting. I know you heard a lot of guys talking about losing fish at the boat. It's very easy to do with these fish, because they act lethargic until you put a hook in them.
Well, it's dominated this tournament. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a rig that people are going to try it in all different bodies of water, and I look forward to seeing how it evolves. Before we let you go, last question. Here we go. Who's going to win this deal? Give me a name. I mean,
my money's been
outside of Wiggins. You can't take Wiggins. That's a simple pick.
My money's been on Mullins since they announced the tournament, so I'm sticking with him. He might be having a tough day today, although it says on Bass Track that he's got 10. Tell me how many 10-pound limits you saw weighed in this week.
Not a lot.
That's right. So I'm not going to trust the 10-pound. Now, you got some other guys in there. Obviously, Ott is doing well, you know what I mean? He grew up on the lake, so I mean, I usually don't pick the locals, but I think in this one they got a definite advantage.
Well, that is awesome information. Tommy Zona, there's your one-on-one on the Demiki rig and how these guys fish it here.
Great info, but I got to call David Walker out on something right now. And David, one thing that you did not let out right there.
David cannot hear you, so I'll have to relay the question.
Pass this on. Okay. David Walker does not like spinning rods. He despises spinning rods. I've been in his boat, Tommy. The man at most has one spinning rod.
It's probably not good, is it?
No.
Mark Zona says, David Walker does not like spinning reels.
No.
He detests spinning reels.
That's why I'm here today.
And you just spent 30 minutes talking about spinning reels.
That's why I'm here today. That's exactly why I'm here today, because honestly, I know exactly how you're supposed to do it, and I cannot hold that bait still enough to make them bite it. That's why yesterday I did better, because I started off with that thing, caught me a couple fish, and I said, I'm heading upriver. Went up there, flipped me up 13 pounds. So that's what I should have done the first day. But you know what they say, Tommy, those that can do, those that can't, teach.
That's it. Or announce.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Or
announce. Exactly right. Totally correct. Spot
David Walker, David Walker, Dave Mercer, thank you. RJ Mitty, Tyler Carrere, thanks those guys too for coming in and laying it out like it is right there. We got to get out on the water right now, because we have got
a first.
What we were talking about has happened. It's come to pass. Come on, picture. Come back to us. That's a shot of Jacob Wheeler in someone else's boat. Going to finish out his fishing day today. Dustin Connell.
Dustin Connell. They are both fishing together. A first for Bassmaster Live. Overstreet has told me.
What is going on?
Yeah, I know. The Overstreet. Oh, if we could just get this.
Yeah. I know Dustin where I hear she here on the lead series, right? Man, it's
well, I hope we get that signal in a minute. Stay with these guys, because this is unbelievable. I've never seen this before.
From David Walker talking about spinning rods to two guys in the Elite Series fishing together in the boat on camera.
Everything unexpected is happening this afternoon.
We're just going to sort of see what goes down and see if we can't get a couple white.
I give Connell credit. He's given him complete control.
Oh, yeah. I was fixing to say it didn't take him long to get up to the front of the boat.
Just getting the back and cast, Mr. Wheeler.
Jack.
Yeah, getting back-ended. All right, we're hoping for that audio, that picture to straighten up for us here, and likely it will. We've been really lucky for the most part this week.
How weird is this double box right now?
This is so strange. Jesse Wiggins on the right, and I think we've got, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we may have a little, just to add to this, a little Dick Seepeck trivia for you. What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
Beat it.
Let's beat it. Let's throw it out there. Dixie Peck trivia, here it comes.
Here we go.
This question, what show did Wiggins teach his mother to record at the age of 5?
Oh my gosh.
Was it the Bassmaster, Zona's Awesome Fishing Show, SpongeBob SquarePants, and Power Rangers? If it's B, you're going to feel awfully old.
My show is like 11 years old, so I don't think it's mine.
He's older than 16.
He's older than 16.
I'm saying it's going to be...
I'll go with C.
I'll go with A. The Bassman.
Hey, Tom.
Okay.
Why don't we just shut it down for a few minutes and come back?
That was great. Have you got any movies coming out? You got one that's going to drop next week?
In a world where boring, soundless lores, where the norm comes a lore unlike any other. The fish-catching machine. Livingston lures are the only lures featuring electronic baitfish sounds that call the fish. Tie one on today and experience the power of the fish-catching machine.
The competition is fierce and the prizes are huge. The only thing missing is you. Fantasy Fishing presented by Toyota. Sign up for free and face fans from across the nation. Grand prize winner receives a Triton Yamaha package, including a Triton 189 TRX. MSRP of $37,293. The classic and each individual elite event winner will receive $2,500 Bass Pro Shops gift cards, with the runner-up receiving a GoPro Hero 4 black camera. Sign up and pick your team today at Bassmasterfantasy.com.
That's what we after right there, boys.
Oh, yeah!
Awesome. Awesome. Yes! Woo! It's a big one. Giant. Boom! Dude, and I just got a hook in my hand. Right here. That's bad. Don't tell me, just do it. Just like that. Got it. That's a big one, big one. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, that makes me happy right there. That's a big one. Woo! What's going on here, man? What's up with that? Yes. Yes. Come on, give me some, baby. Give me some. Yes. Those are the kind we need right there. Yeah. Nice. Yes, sir. He's got it good. Get in here. Fine. Hell yeah. About time. Yes. There's a good one. There's a good one. That is a good one. Get in. Get in the boat, Big Daddy. That's a giant. That is a mega bass. Get her in the boat, boy. Give me some of that camera, guy. Yes. Yes. Freaking giant. That's what we're looking for. John. Yeah, baby! There he is. God almighty. Yeah! Ow! Boom! That's some live for you. Woo! Big one. That's a 6. Yes, sir. And yeah! Got him! Big one. Big one. No, belly hook. Woo! Look at that fish right there. With a chunk, baby. Got him. Woo! 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 What did I just tell you? I said, I can catch him. I know I can catch him.
Woo! Dang, that's a long time coming. Get in the boat. Yes!
Heck yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one. Ah! Oh my goodness, that was a big one. Yeah. Tight fish. Yes! Woohoo! Yes! Oh, that's a $100,000 fish!
South Carolina, Britt Myers! 5 pounds, 13 ounces! Britt Myers amasses him in front of his hometown crowd! Your champion, ladies and gentlemen, let me hear it for Randall Tharp! 16 pounds and 2 ounces! The Honey Badger hammers them on Championship Sunday. Get loud for Takahiro Amore. 16 pounds, 10 ounces. Takahiro Amore, your champion from Kalamazoo, Michigan. KVD, Kevin Van Dam. 21 pounds, 6 ounces. KVD gets it done with win number 21. The Hack Attack whacks them on Championship Sunday. Your champion, Greg Hackney. 12 pounds, 10 ounces. KVD gets it done. 19 pounds, 13 ounces. Justin Lucas lays the lumber to the Potomac River. 12 pounds and an ounce. Defoe is an Elite Series champion.
What is this meeting about again?
Fishing! Took my boat, boom, jumped over it, and I caught a giant. It was like a whale.
29 pounds, baby!
That's the last time I danced on stage.
Wow. Chief Fishing Officer.
How do I get that job?
I don't know.
Go to teamgtfishing.com to find out more about my real job.
You're watching the Bassmaster Elite at Cherokee Lake, being brought to you live by Berkeley.
We're back, headed closer and closer to weigh-in time here. Day number 3, the penultimate day of this first event of the year, Bassmaster Elite Series. Here's our Dixie Peck Tires and Wheels trivia question for this hour. We laid it out to you. What show did Jesse Wiggins, teach his mother to record at the age of 5? And we've already eliminated Zona's Awesome Fishing Show because he's over the age of 16.
I'm all C.
All right.
I'm all in on C.
Okay, we'll see if C is the answer. I said A. Let's check it out and see what it was. No, we're both wrong. It was D.
It was one of those trick questions.
D Power Rangers.
Trick.
Come on.
Well, it was.
You think his mom's still doing that?
Possibly.
His dad caught a 4.5 pounder, and they earned the $300 Big Bass pot in that tournament. He says he remembers it like yesterday.
He was
Never
all
forget
in.
that. He was 4 or 5 years old.
All in.
Holy cow. Great trivia there, Such.
Very good.
Good job. Good job on that right there. I'm assuming we're going to Jesse. We are going to Jesse Wiggins right now. Our tournament leader by 2.5 pounds, give or take an ounce or two, over Seth Fighter.
Yeah, I did. Oh. Yeah. My first tournament I ever fished, I think I was 4 or 5 years old. I fished it with my daddy, and I remember before I left the house, I told my mom, I said, record the episode of Power Rangers, because I don't want to miss it. That's how young I was when I fished my first tournament. And I think we got second in big fish in that tournament. And yeah, it was, I just remember that like it was yesterday. I think I actually fell asleep on the way home and didn't even know we had won until we got home. Or I fell asleep when we got back to the boat ramp. And I remember Daddy giving me all the money. And that, ever since then, I've been hooked on tournament fishing. And just so y'all know, I did record Power Ranger before I left home this morning.
There you go. Good to know. That was the question.
They're still on.
Okay. Update with Jacob Wheeler. He is still fishing with Dustin Connell. You heard that right if you just tuned in. Mechanical issue for battery issues, what we understand.
I'm fishing for one bite. I just want one big one. I mean, I know I ain't gonna catch a bunch doing this, but man, like a 4-pound largemouth would just, oh, it'd help me so much. And it would be just a bonus.
I do remember this. A new note nugget.
I know they bite it because I caught some.
Ron Moore saying Steve
2 days ago
Wright,
when it was the exact same conditions.
Steve Wright said back at Falcon that Clark Ream picked up Keith Combs and they fished together back in 2013 when Keith won Falcon. He believes it was day 2. I do remember that now.
Okay.
I do remember that.
Okay.
Good job.
Not unprecedented
Ron
then.
and Steve Wright.
So does Dustin Connell. You have our Rapala Live 6
Sometimes
now?
they'll sit down like on top of the bait.
Right.
Well done, Tommy.
You know?
Don't see nothing here.
You
just trying to work for the sponsors here a little bit. Come on, we're upgrading them.
to amaze me.
We've
That
given
is-
them an upgrade. Rapala's got the, got the 6 now.
Wow. Iaconelli jumping into 4th place right now.
Big bag of the day.
Big bag of the day.
17.2 estimation.
Oh, that would be an interesting top 5 to cover. Yes, it would, my friend.
This thing has tightened up a little bit in the afternoon. It has.
A little bit. Like I said, that's what happened yesterday. It's this massive, quick runaway by Wiggins, and then the rest just slowly
Whoever can grind back.
Grind back in the ball game.
It's good stuff.
Number 6.
Looked promising when we rolled up.
I'd like to
Oh, now I see her way down there. I
get
see
some info from Fighter.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
I really just want to know how his life and career's changed since.
Okay. Yeah. You
the
wanted that
Mississippi
yesterday.
River.
We didn't get to
No,
ask him.
No, we didn't. That's huge.
Who's with him there? Eric? Is that right?
I don't know.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Now Wes is with Fighter. That's who's with him. So Iaconelli obviously gunning for some big-time points at this event right here. At the very least,
yes.
You think about those final 3 tournaments of the year with him in mind.
I absolutely have him as one of my watch list anglers at Champlain.
One of the hot 100 that you have your eye on.
Stop it.
Oh. You did actually predict him for Champlain.
I did.
You did it.
I did.
We have that on record.
Zone, we got a tweeter giving you some homework for tonight.
Oh, that'd be great.
They want to
I'll get right
see
to
how
it.
exactly these guys are tying these rigs. They want to see how it's tied.
The knot?
Well, instructional video on exactly how these guys are tying the rigs up, yeah. Or how to line it up or it's perpendicular like that. Like you said, 90 straight down.
Well, they tie right to the eye, and then you push the line back towards the hook because that will make it sit more horizontal.
Okay, Jeremy's just asking.
You would not want to do a loop knot on it because
that's
it
probably
would
what he
just
wants to
hang
know,
straight
what
down.
knot
You
you
would
do
want to do
use.
whether it's a Palomar or whether it's a shark knot or whatever it is, you would want to tie tight to the eye and then push it back towards the point of the hook, the knot towards the point of the hook, which will make that kick out more. If you push the knot forward on the eye, it's just going to make it hang straight down. We can get line, and I'll do it here tomorrow. Why would we not?
Why would we not? We have that ability. Who wanted to know that?
Oh, let's see here. Jeremy Higson.
Jeremy, come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have that for you.
Bring your friends.
If you're real, unless you're a figment of Mike Sukon's imagination. I think you're real.
He's probably jumping up and down that his name was mentioned on Bassmaster Live. Telling somebody to, come here, look, listen.
Keck fishing there saying Iaconelli could be a dream crusher tomorrow. That's the mannequin challenge. I like that. You're everywhere,
Just
apparently.
got a nice one. You might be having a rough day or something. Didn't look like you called.
Fighter's almost got 2 hours left of fishing to do. 2 hours to do his best to catch up to Jesse Wiggins. Doable, certainly doable. Jesse Wiggins, again, as he has done the first 2 days of this tournament, has pretty much laid off the real productive youth, as you would say. Youth area he's fishing. get any indication, any feel for how much practice time Fighter spent here?
Quite a bit. He was
Good
very,
bit.
very,
Yeah.
very, very, very incredibly frustrated. I think he came a little earlier than these fish were out here in this zone, which, you know, I mean, the fish were probably in still late fall, early winter, and just getting out there. And not only that, I think he made the comment that he fished probably too shallow first time he came there.
And again, they've had cold weather here, just not a steady diet of it like they have most years.
We had an
You made the point,
interesting
David's made the
question.
point,
I'm
yeah.
going to say that this is the question of the week from one of our viewers, Robert Luckyfish. So when Wheeler gets on stage, will he thank his sponsors and Dustin Connell's sponsors too? Sorry. It's awesome.
It's like at the racetrack when another horse.
I don't know. Maybe that is a good question.
Another horse draws in, you get a 2 and a 2A, you get both bets for the same price. So that's it. Sure, he's got to thank him.
This is an interesting tournament for this situation that these guys are marking fish on their graph. Who gets to drop down on them first? We tend to run into that problem on my fishing show every now and then.
Well, let's get out there and check in and see if we can see that in action.
Right.
Yeah. See where they are now. No secret. Jacob Wheeler, Dustin Connell.
Oh, buddy. Why is that thing freaking got so much interference?
What that?
That's going to catch him, bub.
Oh, this is strange. This style fishing in this situation. If you're just joining Bassmaster Live, Jacob Wheeler's fishing with Dustin Connell. Well, you see it right there. This is
Equipment issues earlier for Wheeler.
Almost as strange as if they were sight fishing.
There ain't a lot of them there, I'm not going to lie.
Just so you know, Dustin Connell's got 2 keepers.
Yeah, exactly.
Dustin Connell, my Rookie of the Year pick.
Was he really?
Yes.
Is he?
What was it?
Yes.
Jacob, question from the studio. Can you explain the B.A.S.S rule that allows us to do that?
Yeah, basically the B.A.S S rule, from what I understand it, obviously I'm a rookie, so, but I got this rule, and the rule says basically if you're broke down, you can ask another competitor to fish out the rest of your day, you know, and fish in the same boat. So right now, Dustin was gracious enough to let me come up here and jump in the boat and pretty much just try to catch this dang bag of them.
Get on fat bag.
Get on fat bag.
Dustin, turn around and say hi to everybody watching. What's going on?
I'd like to ask Dustin, does this suck?
Gosh. Come on up there. I had one nip at it.
Dustin, question for you, and we'll have to pick you up on Jacob's mic. Is this a hindrance for you, or are you glad to have some help?
That wasn't the question.
That wasn't the question.
Jacob is a good buddy of mine, and my first deal this morning was I hooked my first fish. I grabbed it, 3-pounder, flopped off, came unhooked, and then I caught a 3-pounder, and then I caught a 2.5, and then I dropped down and lost one, and then I lost another one. And I've had 6 bites all day, and I've got 2 in there. So
you're okay with this?
I'm fine. He knows how to do it.
Having a time.
But he does not have sneaky holes.
Hey, you ain't. No, so you're trying to say he has no dot. I'm like, you ain't got no dot. You ain't got a dot on that. You ain't got a dot on that. There ain't no way you got a dot on that. You're crazy.
I told you. You guys pulled some of Jacob's waypoints into your unit, right?
Yeah. Heck yeah, you didn't have half them dots.
Yes, I did.
No, you did not. You're crazy. I didn't see your trail. You didn't stop on nothing.
I'm saying that day 4.
I fished right there yesterday.
Gosh, dude.
Yeah, I did too. I fished there yesterday.
Did not. Stay was keeping it for day 4.
Hey man, I practiced there. You did not.
Dude, they were like loaded right there.
I fished here yesterday.
Let's let him sort this out. Let's go up the lake, considerably up the lake.
No, I stopped there Monday.
You did not.
Check out the time on my GPS.
No way. Let's go up the lake. Jamie Hartman. Bad service here, but we got to show you this.
Oh,
we got one of those big ones.
Oh.
That one in the boat. Ooh. Is a big one.
You went kind of Chris Farley right there for a second. Hold on, I got.
Come on now, be charitable. Nice one, very nice keeper there. Last time we saw him, he was breaking off a largemouth up there in his spot.
That jumped him back in the top 5 unofficially.
Where he started today,
I
third
fished his
place.
spot Monday.
No, you didn't either.
All right, man. Well, let me get my zipper up.
Take your time.
Good one right there.
That's the way to do it. Locking up a little bit right there. Yeah, Dustin Connell, you saw him, Carhartt, Bassmaster College Series a few years ago, competing for Roll Tide, University of Alabama.
Against
Auburn, against
Jordan Lee.
The Lee brothers.
Up at Spring Lake in Michigan.
That's absolutely right.
You can ask any of that Weldon family. Dustin Connell has got what it takes. What?
But now he's collaborating with Jacob Wheeler against another Alabama fan.
I've been here all week.
You have not.
Dancing. What the heck, Hammer? Ain't that a mode? Ain't that a mode? That's about right. Freaking sneaker.
Paul Mueller just culled to 17.5 pounds today. He's climbed.
He may have the best bag of the day then. If that's
he's climbed from 27th to 6th so far. Estimation, yeah.
He's stay around that dang deal.
On top now. Ike at 17.2.
Oh dang! I don't have any on me, Jig Heads, do I?
Things are calmed down a little bit.
Hey, not only that, we could be going somewhere with this whole situation.
Yeah.
Look into this as a
one
of those different weird events we do every now and then.
Opportunity,
but not really.
Hey, about old Dixie Pet Tires and Wheels trivia. In what fishery was the Tennessee State largemouth record caught? Pickwick would be a good bet. I don't know about Cherokee. Chickamauga would be a good bet. In Kentucky Lake, maybe the best bet of all. Think about it.
Why don't we do one of those bracket tournaments where we put them in the same boat together?
Right, exactly. We're coming back. We'll answer that trivia question for you and see what develops in our final hour when we return.
The Bassmaster Elite at Cherokee Lake is brought to you by Shell Rotella, Yamaha, Triton Boats, Toyota, Power Pole, and by Skeeter Boats.
Continually proven on the tournament trail and with Skeeter owners everywhere with 14 consecutive NMMA CSI Consumer Satisfaction Awards. Our competition doesn't even come close. Right now, buy Save Fish with up to $1,500 in instant rebates through March 31st, including the newly redesigned limited edition FX series. Now is the best time to buy Save Fish. Skeeter.
Is there a place where the underwater images are the clearest you've ever seen? We're seeing every fish, we're seeing every detail of structure, and where every bottom contour was visible, where whatever you wanted to see below the surface was real. Do you want to go? Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
If you love bass fishing, then show your support by joining B.A.S.S today. Since 1968, B.A.S.S has been serving bass fishing enthusiasts with information and tournament coverage that make you a better angler. When you sign up today, you'll join over 500,000 outdoorsmen who love bass fishing. With your membership, you'll receive every issue of Bassmaster magazine, plus $50 in free gear, including a membership tackle bag, B.A.S.S cap, plus more. Log on to Bassmaster.com to join Bass today.
Your choice of fishing apparel can make or break your day out on the water. Added mesh vents for superior breathability. Moisture transport cooling technology to keep you dry and comfortable. And antimicrobial to keep you from smelling like your catch. With added SPF to keep you protected. We've added stain release to keep the blood or any other stains at bay. Our most technologically advanced fishing shirt for all the necessary dirty work.
Facts matter. All monofilament is not the same. Berkley is the strongest, smoothest, most dependable monofilament line in the world. Why would you risk your fishing trip to a line that's made who knows where just to save a buck? Berkley has been making and perfecting trilene in America for over 75 years. I spool nothing less than the best. That's Berkley trilene, and that is a fact.
You're watching the Bassmaster Elite at Cherokee Lake, being brought to you live by Berkley.
Thank you for watching Bassmaster Live here, spending part of your Saturday with us. You left it just a few moments ago. As we get ready to head into our last hour of coverage, we left you with the Dick CPEC Tires and Wheels trivia question. In what fishery did they catch the largemouth, the record largemouth in the state of Tennessee? Mark Zona? I'm going to go C. Give me some C. C, Chickamauga Lake. I tend to agree with you there. See what that one answer is. Oh, yes, C is the answer. Good job. 15 pounds at 3 ounces. Yes, sir.
Dave water. Keene, 2015, that's right. I remember that.
Oh, yes. Do you really? Wow.
He also sports the spotted bass Tennessee record at 6'1".
Did he catch that fish on a rig?
What?
I don't know. I just
Come on. This water, way down in Cherokee Lake. You see what it looks like there. You can see pretty much what's subsurface there. And here we go. Back on the water, Jacob Wheeler. Now here's the situation. If you're just joining us for our final hour, Jacob Wheeler started the day in second place. A little more than a pound behind, but fell back a little bit.
In the spirit of sportsmanship, the Godfather threw in a question, the spirit of sportsmanship. Do you think Don Barone's upset that Dustin Connell has given up running his own trolling motor to Jacob Wheeler?
I don't understand the question.
I don't know. I just got sent to me. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, well, think about that. Uh-oh, fish on now.
Go ahead. Mark that.
Oh, this is so strange.
Mark that, he said.
Got him.
Wow.
Dang big and dude. Boom. DC, come on, catch me another one, bub. There's a dang lot of them in there. All right, let's see what we got. They all about the same size. It don't matter. We got to get them going. 3.5. Let's win this thing, bub. You got him? You broke him off on my shit?
Your line broke.
Sorry. Gosh, I'd have broke off on that too. Dude, literally, there should be a freaking.
Is that him?
No, it's freaking stripes down below. That's a big one. Go ahead, do your thing. Do your thing. Dude, I'm cool.
Philip Morrill just cracked me up. He said if these two start giving each other noogies and wet willies, Bass will have to reconsider this rule.
Towel snaps.
I found that funny.
Well, what's the one reason you just called that? I'm gonna say it's your boy DC.
No doubt. There ain't no doubt, bub. DC's looking out.
I'm in 3, man.
Dude, come on. I mean, dude, you can run the trolling motor and catch the next one. I will leave it alone. How about that? Freaking tie you something up.
Oh, you're good.
Dang, this smallmouth right here is being goofy. Don't freaking get a video of that. I ain't freaking almost get him. Yep. Oh, come off. Gosh. Dude, there's so many of them down there.
We live.
Yep.
Where's the meeting at?
In that center compartment. Gosh. Dude, go ahead.
Hey, Jacob.
Actually, hold up. Go ahead. There's one right there.
Jacob, there's a calling beam right down here, though.
Oh, that's true. There's a megawatt of them here. If we can freaking get our shit together, we'll be all right.
Hear that?
Okay.
Get some bites here.
You may want to get out of A language.
What's that?
You may want to get out of A, that language.
Eric Kafka being the principal in the boat. Yeah. Come on now, kids. let's tighten this ship up.
You just, okay.
What?
Ship, Tommy.
Okay. Just be careful.
Yeah.
It's almost like he jumped in like in the movie Captain Phillips. He jumped in and he looked at Connell and he was like, I'm the captain now.
Yeah. I am the captain now. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that's freaking sucks, too, because I broke one off. We've had 4 bites, and we freaking caught one. That was dang big, and too.
Oh, I know. That's how my day's been.
My crappy line. Mark Daniels' crappy line. Let me slide this way. We're back. We're past them.
Yeah, they were back.
Yep. Let me slide back. Yep, I got him. Ooh, sorry, dude. So I'm gonna turn around. There were some out here too, like a megawatt of them out here. We'll see if they're still out here. I mean, I've seen them out here in like 40.
Yeah, Wheeler on the right, Dustin Connell on the left. Wheeler. Electrical problems, issues in his boat. By the rules, allowed to throw in with another angler and fish out the rest of his day.
Talk about adversity. Hey, ODC, coming to the rescue.
That makes 4 today.
Dang, dude, but that was my fault. Because I was gonna retire my stuff when I was talking to Joby.
You gotta learn how to tie a knot. Hey, if you can't tie a knot, tie a lot.
That's a good one. Oh my God.
Tie a few square knots.
I'm behind it. No, that was for catching them. I just.
Keith Combs making a little move there.
Come on, biggin. Yeah. Need you.
If you can't tie a knot, tie a lot. Come on, bite that sucker. Bite one of us.
To the point where we know about every inch of the bank around Jesse Wiggins' spot here. You know exactly where he is anytime we take a shot of him. He's definitely backed off from his two key areas there,
No
about
doubt.
toward the main water. Just really sort of marking time, I guess you could say.
And now he did on day one. He did catch.
Got him a largemouth. Good point. You mentioned that earlier. Who's to say it can't happen today? Got an hour and some change worth of fishing time, maybe an hour and a quarter, hour and a half.
Yeah, I'm slowing left there right now. That's up. Dude, literally they were everywhere. Like no BS, they were everywhere. I grabbed over and my trolling motor was done. I was like, what the heck? I was like, dude, I almost thought about just drifting over the deal with no trolling motor. I still thought I'd catch them.
False alarm.
Dude, I don't care who gets freaking big, just one of us. Like you said, if you were just one of us. Them are big ones, dude. I mean, if we can just catch two, like, dude, I just catch like one, or you catch one more, two more, they're gonna be like.
I think that's a
you
sign
know
to
what
quit
I'm
throwing
saying?
spinnerbait.
And jacked up the school.
Probably hung on stuff.
My execution today has been about yours, dude. Horrible.
I don't think I can reach it.
Like I'm so spun out. Dude, we gotta get up to that flag. American flag. Ooh. Come on up, baby. Sweet. Gosh, dude, you should get it. Keep him up high. Keep him up higher above his head.
No, that ain't.
Not like super high, but yeah,
find
like
that
that.
big spot.
Don't and never let it go down. Because the thing about a shad, he's not gonna go back down there where old Big's living. And if you freaking let him go down, dude, unless he comes off the bottom a good ways and you drop it below him, he ain't gonna bite. Go ahead, do your thing. Dude, I don't care.
It's totally like watching college bass fishing.
Oh, snap.
Like one of them said,
Sorry, I don't know. I don't know.
What did you say?
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap.
How much time we got, man? Oh, we got plenty of time. It's freaking 1:48. We got enough time to catch 3 megawads. We didn't jack these ones up bad though. Gosh. Because dude, if we freaking could have executed that, we could have busted them, you know? Let them slide off a little bit because they probably slid out a little ways. You're fine. Slide out a little deeper on them, see if we can get a bite. Then one came up right there.
There's something so weird about this. It's so weird.
It's like you really do.
Look at me.
For better,
Look at me.
For better and for worse, you gain a teammate.
I'm the captain now. Calm down.
Yeah. I am the captain now. What's the name of that movie again?
Captain Phillips.
Captain
Yeah,
Phillips.
just watch
Tom
it.
Hanks.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Dude, me or you should just landed what we got bit today. We'd have dang. I mean, like a fit 16-pound bag. He knocked it. He hit it pretty good. Ding.
Hartman definitely keeping himself in this thing. Such a good fish.
We hadn't had him come up for a minute.
40 minutes ago.
Yep. What do you think? I think we slide up a little ways and we look. And look at us go high and troll around if we can see if we can't see him.
Tell me about it.
They're still around there, see him? That's them. That one right there. Your down's gonna move real fast. There's some right there. See him right there? On the backside, that's it. The X on these ones. There's some right there too. And set up. What do you think? They're still there.
How long do you think it's going to take for Connell to say, all right, cowboy, I'm going to take the trolling motor back?
He'd be within his rights, would he not?
I don't know how it works. It's a new. Hey, bud, it's a new game.
Uncharted territory. Again, Dustin Connell's hanging in there, 33rd place. And he's got a sack up 3 of them and wants a chance to crawl up closer to 12th place. Here we go.
Everybody in the club getting tipsy. Gosh, dang they are. MDJ, boy, that's funny as heck. Oh, dude, I thought that was him. Yeah. Did this bite you? Yeah. Yeah. Dude, there's a megawatt of them right there. And drop on them again. He come up and doinked you, didn't he?
Gold. I can't catch a gold.
We got a great question now to ask
Go
every
ahead.
angler.
Yeah.
And from now on, it's like, okay, who could call you and ask you to come and pick you up because his boat's down and you wouldn't come? Right?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Who would it be for you? Who would you not go? Who would you not go pick up? Who would you not go
Don't
pick?
you set
Hey,
me up
come on
like
now,
that.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
Don't you set me up like that.
Pull the wires out on that one.
Oh, snap.
Run away.
That one right
See, run
there.
away.
I stopped here
Yeah,
on Monday.
I'm telling you, I'd hit there real quick. What we need to do is have one of us throw an dang swim bait or something, and out here in the middle, and the other one.
They're working as
You know
a
what I'm saying?
team now.
I told you gain a teammate when you do this, for better or for
And
worse.
until that person catches one, because I don't think it helps. I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, I gotta get back here so I can see what's up.
Across the line, Judge Mark Randolph will light you up, put you in a time. I don't know what. That's a different show.
That's another deal. You know, there's a few things that we just can't do without around here, and one of those things, because it's essential to understanding what's going on here. You know what I'm talking about? It's Yamaha. Taste the bait.
Absolutely.
Can we,
Tommy Sanders?
You know, possibly get a little
the picture that Jacob Wheeler sent to us earlier has been the whole key to all of our leaders. All of our leaders throwing a there's a great picture of it right there. VMC Moon Eye 3/8 ounce jig head. It's called the Demiki rig, and here's the thing. A lot of these anglers are using different soft plastics, but if you heard David Walker talking about it, it's really that jig head and that line tie, and we'll tie it up tomorrow for all the folks online that have not thrown this gig. But listening to Wheeler, maybe we can get Eric Kafka, his cameraman, to ask him. Wheeler said the more realistic you could get this, along with other leaders we've covered, it needs to really, really mimic what they're eating. And that's as real as it gets right there.
Mimic what, but it has to remain, we learned from day one, as motionless as possible, which is really strange to me.
Yeah, I know, and you hear that, you know, it has to be as motionless as possible. That being said, though, you look at Seth Feider, guys like that,
He is shaking it a little bit,
the fire out of it. Tommy?
Yeah, you're right. Good point. Point well taken.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap.
This has been the weirdest Bassmaster.
Okay. That's Taste the Bait. So Yamaha Taste the Bait.
Taste the Bait
right
there. And
very
like
essential.
I said, a lot of guys using a Zoom Fluke trailer. Oh, Jackal Crosstail Shad. An array of 2.5 to 3 inch soft plastics.
Oh, thank you for that. Back out to Jacob Wheeler.
Bassmaster.
Fishing in the boat with Dustin Connell.
Look at me.
I'm the captain now.
Yep.
Talk a little bit. Talk a little bit about the lure that you've been using today.
I'm telling you, I'm throwing 6-pound line, and that's a big thing. Throwing 6-pound line, this fish, they know what's up, and bang, there's something down there. Sorry, y'all. They know what's up, so you need to throw a little bit lighter line. Unfortunately, you end up, if you don't retie every so often, you end up breaking a couple off. So, but basically what I've been doing is throwing that little jig head minnow and throwing it on that little moon eye. And I really felt like that eye really did something to those fish. I mean, I've seen it day in and day out that it triggers some bites. And when they get up there and they get head to head or, behind it, and it twitches a little bit and I see that eye, it looks more natural to them, and rather than just a lead head, So for me personally, it was all about being able to have something a little bit different. And had the bites there so far, but that's been the deal for me.
Good stuff right there. Tommy, we just got a text from Brent Ayler, Such.
Yeah?
He said, he said, hey, this has nothing to do with what's going on Bassmaster Live, but do you think if Jimmy Johnson broke down in NASCAR, can he jump in with Jeff Gordon?
Absolutely.
Okay, I don't know if that's possible. I don't know.
You have to just got to bring your steering wheel with you and sort of play like you're driving.
That right there is potentially the best text of the weekend. I don't know if you're allowed to do that in NASCAR. I don't think so, but maybe.
Do you think every angler's aware of that rule?
Evidently not from the text I'm getting.
Yeah.
They just cutting it up and whatnot.
You can.
What, Tom?
You can definitely hop in with someone if you're broken down on the way back to the weigh-in.
Okay.
We've known that. We've seen that dozens of times.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Just laying that out there. I would say most people assume that if your equipment has trouble, that you kind of are out. You're out. You suffer through it. That's kind of the...
I hate to say it. I've covered a lot of tournaments with you. I sort of think I thought that was the situation too.
Sort of did too.
But
Ron Moore pointed out there's a precedent for it.
That's right. And this is not the first time. Overstreet said this
Steve
is not,
Wright, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Who would I not go pick up if they called me? I'm not
Think
going
about
there.
that. Think about that. We're going to tell Mercer.
I'll go there later on when we tune off here in a half hour.
You know what that music means right there. We got to take a little break.
I have no idea.
Yep, we got to take a break here. We got one more half hour left to go in Bassmaster Live. Got a lot of stuff going on here. One more look here at Seth Feider. Seth Feider's doing his best to bring this thing tighter and tighter by the end of the day. See what he can do.
Yes, dude. Yes. The dirty stash is coming out, aka Alan Jackson. Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah.
You're watching the Bassmaster Elite at Cherokee Lake, being brought to you live by Berkeley.
In a world where boring, soundless lures, where the norm comes a lure unlike any other, the fish-catching machine. Livingston Lures are the only lures featuring electronic baitfish sounds that call the fish. Tie one on today and experience the power of the fish-catching machine.
Think you could win valuable prizes from Bassmaster? You can't know unless you enter, and entering is easy. Go to Bassmaster.com. Enter now for a chance to win a fishing trip with 2016 Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year Gerald Swindle. Trip includes airfare, rental car, hotel, and $500 cash. Plus a Triton 17 TX bass boat, Mercury engine, and Gerald's gear from Humminbird, Minn Kota, GoPro, and more. You, the winner of a valuable prize? Could be. All you have to do to get your shot is go to Bassmaster.com and enter today and every day. Hey, it could be you.
Hey, thanks, Dave. Out of office? Oh, man.
Hi, this is Skeet.
Skeet, out of office?
Dude, don't be mad because I thought of it.
What?
I gotta go. I got someone on the line. Go to teamgtfishing.com to check out my real job.
We're supposed to be working.
I am working.
You're watching the Bassmaster Elite at Cherokee Lake, being brought to you live by Berkley.
Last 30 minutes of Bassmaster Live
Has been really strange.
Has been wild today. I mean, wow. Thank you for joining us. Everybody who spent part of your Saturday with us today. We have seen a lot. How about a first look ever? The Bassmaster Elite Series new performers. One of the new performers this year, Jamie Hartman from New York, Syracuse, Oneida area.
And tell the whole story of this guy, Tommy Sanders. Takes all of his belongings, throws them in a storage unit, and now lives on the road.
Yeah.
I said you have
goodbye to everything.
Goodbye to the world.
I'm coming out. Hey, you know, that's a story. That's
Tommy,
a story
while
right
we're
there.
looking at some footage from earlier today, we've never done this one. I'm going to answer an Elite Series question as we look at the local David Mullins. Brent Ayler asked, hey, this has nothing to do with what we're watching on Bassmaster Live.
Right.
But if Jimmy Johnson breaks down in NASCAR, can he jump in Jeff Gordon's car? This is no joke.
Okay.
I just got a text from a close friend at Joe Gibbs Racing that's watching this. I'm serious.
Okay.
He said, hey, no, FYI, no. In NASCAR, you cannot do that.
Okay.
There's only one.
That question got answered quickly.
Now, I'm going to throw you a question back, Tom. Looking at David Mullins. Slow, steady today.
Steady today.
Needs a couple big bites.
He's still lighted up just a little bit in the last hour here.
Knuckle.
What?
Now, what if a third person is to have a mechanic? Can there be three people in that boat?
Yeah, what's the cutoff number?
Look, here's the thing. I think we need to address these things because it could happen.
Absolutely. We need to bone up on our rules book, that's for sure, you and I. Seth Fighter out there today having his best day since day number 1 in this tournament. Key fish. Not catching big numbers today by any means. Key fish for Seth Fighter today. Got himself within less than 2.5 pounds behind our leader.
What if you're first and second in the tournament and that happened? Like, who would be the alpha dog in the boat? You know what I mean? I'm doing hypotheticals now.
What if it happened tomorrow?
That's what I mean.
That'd be a deal right there. I mean, that would be a different sort of...
Is it fair to say that I want it to?
No, completely fair to say. I think you stand with most of the viewers.
As strange as the bracket tournament.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Which was great.
Yes.
Seth Fighter.
Sack now.
Solid day for the Hyena from that.
Trying to win 2 in a row with the Elite Series. Jacob Wheeler, he's the guy we're talking about. Could not find the size he was used to earlier today.
Went on a beautiful flurry right around 10 a.m. Not giants, couple good ones mixed in there. Lost a couple good key fish.
Jacob Wheeler, who did all that preparation this place, laid it out for us, how much time he spent, what he spent his time doing in order to find
There
all
we
these
go. Look at that. Look at that eyeball right there. Oh, yeah.
Also a first-year guy on the Bassmaster Elite Series, technically not a rookie, but this is his debut on the regular season.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Dang, big old brown fish right there.
Boom. Got his limit in the boat.
Number five. There we go.
And then, electrical issues, wasn't recharging. Batteries weren't
actually
charging.
found out, what is it? Found out that he had battery issues and jumped into rookie Dustin Connell's boat. Informed him he was the captain now.
That didn't sound like that.
No,
now
that's a joke.
you went from facts to conjecture right there.
I fabricated that.
Okay, all right.
I completely was out of line right there.
There's a lot of them in there.
All right, Jesse Wiggins, our leader to start this day. Pound and change to start with the lead today. Stretch that out considerably through the morning as this routine for the 3 days so far. Catch him in the first hour and 15 minutes, and that's exactly what he did. Once again putting 16 pounds in the boat.
No, hey, just to clarify, back in the old school days of the Bassmaster Invitationals, where it was pro,
sure.
That went on all the time.
That was it.
Went on all the time.
Very
drew
definite protocol.
Mike McClelland in a tournament.
How'd that go?
Weird.
Yeah.
Fun, weird.
Uh-huh.
Good. Oh, baby.
Can't help but think about that possible scenario that you and others have mentioned. I mean, what happens if he goes out there tomorrow and those fish don't show up?
He made the comment after the first day weigh-in. I think what I found is eerily similar to what I found down in Florida of being, we always hear this on the Bassmasters, is that magic spot. That spot that nobody else is bothering, you're all alone. And for at least 3 days, it has completely held true. I think the cool thing is we get to finally see what's really in that spot tomorrow where he could pound on it all day long.
Be the first time for that. You know, what he has working in his favor is the same thing that's making him stop about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Another FYI coming from Joe Gibbs Racing. And I'm not sure if our drivers would ever pick each other up if they were broke down on the side of the road. Ever. Yeah.
Yes.
The thing he's got going for him is the bite's off by 11 o'clock, so nobody's going to move in and fish after hours in there. None of the locals.
Yeah! That's a good one there. 3.5. Yeah! Woo! That's got to be a 4.
Oh!
I got to gratuitous use of the hyena there.
It absolutely is. Can't use it enough. Look at it set. Please, let's keep that double box up. Set fighter, solid. Is still in position with anything that could still happen.
How about the TH Marine weather watch? Can we do that? Can we just do that right now?
I was late on the trigger.
I know. TH Marine weather watch. Definitely warmer weather today. Started out this tournament in a little bit of snowfall at takeoff, and look at here, it's up high today. The weather watch is going to ride on right there. Okay, temperature 61 right now. 10-mile-an-hour winds. I question that a little bit. Not everywhere on the lake is going 10 miles an hour. Not by any means. What have we got on the way tomorrow?
Big changes coming for tomorrow, Tommy.
Yeah, we're talking about thunderstorms, are we not?
Yes.
Some rain, definite rain. Warmer still, 68 degrees. That's what we're looking at tomorrow. That's what tomorrow's looking like, right?
Tomorrow's looking like.
Exactly.
Right there,
I think if you're with us, that's what it looks like.
The wheels have come.
No, 68 degrees, just like I said. It's going to be warmer with some rain. Less than 50, though, is the chance of rain.
Which has gone down because we're supposed to be a lot of rain tomorrow.
Yeah.
A lot of good times.
That's your TH Marine Weather Watch. It's going to be the last one of today here on Bassmaster Live. We've got a few minutes of fishing.
Take and slide out on the water right now with Seth Fighter. Holding second place right now. And this is the time of day where he has done work the last 2 days. Top 10 strangest last hours we've covered together, Tommy?
Well, yeah, just for the one reason.
Top 2 with the classic bracket, maybe.
Yeah, was up there. Uh-oh.
I don't know if he's gonna help. Nope, he ain't.
Come on.
Fighter having a rough season last year, had to do something pretty dramatic at the end of the season. Finished second place at the last regular season event to get himself into the Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year tournament. Not much of a chance to pick up points enough to win Angler of the Year, but did manage to win the tournament. Got himself one in the win column in the Bassmasters now. Could make it 2 in a row here tomorrow. It's Jamie Hartman on the left.
Go to the bottom.
We've been unbelievably lucky, mostly with pictures. So
Oh,
far
I
during
totally
this thing.
agree with
Very
that.
good.
Absolutely.
Always during the end of the day, though. I don't know why it is. Every tournament, we tend to lose a few of our camera signals.
Doesn't feel right.
Probably.
Yes, it is.
Jamie Hartman. Hey, let's stay with him. It's a little rough. Let's see if we can pick up something from here. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Could be a big fish.
It's a good one. Well, solid.
Good call.
Yes. Man, that was it right there.
Hartman, hoping to get rid of a little one there. Should be able to get rid of a smaller one. Good outcome for him. Hold him solid in third place. Second place to start this day. Jacob Wheeler still down there in fourth place at this point.
Hour and some change to go. A lot of fish on the graph, you know, but a lot of them are stripers. So we're sitting here just trying. This week, a lot of the big smallmouth live amongst a lot of these big stripers. I mean, the stripers are always around bait. Just had one fall on there. And so them smallmouth are just doing the exact same thing. Gosh, dude. Dimmer than that. Trust me, they're big ones, but we might go back to that thing. Well, I guess I said we said, no, for next, we could fish this for 20 minutes, and then I'd say go back over there. Just try to get the dang bite. You're fine, you want me to slide on that side? Gotcha. Good, you're good. Sorry, dude. Ooh. Just keep it right there. I'm coming back to you. You'll see your bait real soon. Huh? It don't matter to me, go ahead. Let's just hope that guy don't freaking stop on it, please.
Yeah, Hartman's last kill tied him with Fighter unofficially.
Wow.
They're 1 pound 5 ounces behind Jesse Wiggins.
So we give it 20 more minutes, then we roll. What do you think? I mean, dude, I know, dude, there's a megawatt on that place right there. Like, I swear if we could freaking just, like, dude, if we can straight up, pull up, there's a big pile. Like, there's literally 40 of them right there. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, literally, if we can just stay off it and throw a swim bait, I don't even know. I mean, I know we have to be able to catch them doing something. I mean, there's a ton of them right here, too, but the bait's right next to it over there. You know what I'm saying? That's the big key. Even if we just stay off it and throw a dang swim bait. There they are.
Two and a half pounds behind Jesse Wiggins, both Jamie Hartman, Seth Fighter.
I got one sneaky place, but I don't think it's worth a damn. I went over there today and they were freaking, they wouldn't bite. You know what I'm saying? You ready to roll? Oh, it's just not over there. We'll just patrol 100 mile an hour. Look at them on the back graph if we see some. What do you think? Stay off and throw a swim bait for a second?
I think they'll bite it. Chill out.
I think they will.
Don't forget to be a different look to the weigh-in today. A little bit of a rare thing on a Bassmaster Elite Series event. We're going to have an indoor weigh-in at the Convention Center in Knoxville, Tennessee. Get everyone out of the weather a little bit.
There's one belly on the bottom. Uh-huh. Not as many largemouth today in the Marshall photo blog as yesterday.
Okay.
There's a few, but definitely not as many as we saw yesterday, which is kind of odd, man. It's a largemouth looking day.
Just maybe not as many live here?
Can we get back to Wheeler's boat? Or Connell's boat?
Connell's boat, yeah.
Sorry, that was a joke.
Okay, so you and
Slash canal boat.
You and Such are fishing a tournament.
Yeah.
Such is killing him on the final day.
Right.
You got nothing going on. You sabotage your own boat and demand that Such come pick you up and take you back to where he's catching them.
Demand it.
Yeah. You owe him some money or something, you know?
Oh, it's been a strange day, Tom. It's been a strange day.
Think about that.
I don't know.
No, we're not.
I'd be a little silly.
When we go
it's a little silly.
When we go off the air, I'm going to tell you the people that I would not come with.
I bet I guess a few of them.
I'm sure you could guess one or two.
I can.
And vice versa.
Sure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We were talking about the Wiggins letting Matt Lee in. Didn't we have Brett Hite?
Yeah.
Letting Kobe Krieger catch some in the classic bracket last year off his bridge. And he should have let him catch more so he wouldn't have to face KVD the next round.
I don't know that it was a let situation.
Let's watch our Power Pole replay of the day.
Of the week.
Yep.
That's right. Tommy
The
Sanders.
thing we'll remember from this afternoon is definitely Jacob Wheeler Had him a good little flurry late in the morning.
And here's the other side of it, looking at the power pole replay of the day. If you've not done this technique, boy, the last 2 days have taught you everything you need to know about this.
We saw it from the first day we covered on live. We knew that there was a big-time fishing lesson going on. There you go, electrical issues in the boat of Jacob Wheeler. Rules allow him to jump in the boat with Dustin Connell if Dustin's amenable to that, and so he was. Jumps in, catches a keeper. We got to get Dustin with a keeper now. Come on, he's got to be something in it for him.
Now, real quick, how come there was no high fives between him and Connell when he caught that? Because, look, you come on my fishing show, I'll high five.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Seeing what we can do.
Sorry.
Sorry, Tom.
That was our, just look at it again. Yep, little power pole replay of the day. That's what that is as we get ready to leave you for today. Some fishing time left to go for these guys. It's field of 51. Going to start checking in inside of an hour.
The other side of it, I give Dustin Connell big props doing that.
Oh, gosh, yeah. That's why I say we need to get him a fish. There's got to be something in it for him.
That's not easy. That is not easy, especially in your first Elite Series tournament. Big props tomorrow. We got a ball game.
We got a ball game. We'll be joining you at the same time, 6 Central, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Big weigh-in coming up today. Later on, Dave Mercer, right after 4, is going to crank it up with these 51 anglers and get it down to 12 who's fish for the championship tomorrow. First event of the season. Who's going to grab the first trophy on the Bassmaster Elite Series?
Yeah!